Look at there.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You want him on the fucking screen right there. That's what you want.
This guy looks like he has the answers to life's various questions.
Yeah. I'm waiting for. Yeah, I was with my sister-in-law. Trying to see. I don't see this shit live.
Yeah, we're good.
It'll take it a second.
I might need you to calm down. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
We are good. This is crazy. It feels like we're making history one day at a time, one Sunday at a time.
All right, cool deal.
Big shout out to our new sponsor, allkoozies.com. If you want one of these sweet koozies, you got to come on my show. On our show, we'll give you a koozie. Read that?
High level.
Can you read that for me, Chip?
High level entertainment. Streaming, interviews, music, performances, controversy, big money, celebrities, baby.
Big money.
Yeah.
Big money.
I noticed there wasn't a fluffer around at all for this.
Sponsored by allkoozies.com. This is going to be a fun one, guys. We got, as always, our production manager, Chip Lazan.
Hey.
Thanks for being here, Chip. Love you. Love
Right
you.
on.
We're a little late
Chip
today
Leggett,
because,
Gary Leggett in the chat.
we got Mitchell Gruich, who comes from Old Money, Croatia. He is in a Elcon Engineers and Constructors
Camp Crystal Lake
jumpsuit.
Are you for real Croatian?
Yeah, he's like legit
know that.
Croatian, dude. So he's gonna be.
You might want to figure that out.
I forgot the fucking straw.
Yeah.
And before we get to the main guy that's here tonight, I wanna reiterate something here. Anybody that's been in a band throughout the years or has had any kind of group come together, you gotta know it's super difficult to keep this stuff together. Super difficult.
Oh yeah.
Like it's unheard of that anybody, especially on a local level, has been in one band and you stay in that band and you're friends forever. I think almost everybody at this table has had 100 falling outs over the past 20 years, right? But one thing that is super important when you're playing music or starting a company or doing anything as a group is when things don't work out and things change, is to not burn those bridges. Because this is a long life we live. Right, Chip?
The marathon, not a sprint.
It's a marathon.
They say.
I'm a turtle. You're a turtle. That's why we're here.
Oh, yeah.
Because we want to win this race, and we need each other. And that's why we're able to come at this table today. And I don't think we could have done this 10 years ago. I don't think we could have done this 15 years ago. I don't think we could have done this 13 and a half years ago. You get my drift?
I think, yeah, you just add more time to it, yeah.
So, we have Chris Heyman here. Put that camera on Chris. Look at
Boom.
There we
that
go.
guy. Look at that guy.
So,
Look at that guy.
Chris Fingers McGillicuddy Heyman
Chip,
in the
I
flesh.
forgot about that. Damn, I did.
Wow. Chip, when did you meet Chris? Tell me that story. When did you meet that guy?
It's in a bathroom, I think.
Is it a
stall.
men's or a women's bathroom?
Was it a men's and a women's stall? The men and women's stall, the truck stop bathroom.
That's enough.
But no. Let's see. The meeting
Who was making the money?
was, I believe that
Who was
was
the customer?
Well, I think you know.
You were the customer, Chip?
Yes.
Even better. It was in a one-bedroom shed in the backyard.
Oh, yeah, the
of your
bunkhouse.
parents. The bunkhouse.
Yeah.
That's the appropriate name for this. Yeah, the bunkhouse.
That's what we always called it, was a bunkhouse.
That's
I don't
right.
even know what the hell that means.
I believe that would have been the meeting because I came out. You invited me out to jam, and I came out to Chris's folks' house down the down the street here.
Yeah.
And in the bunkhouse out back, met up with everybody in that little stuffy bunkhouse with a damn one, like an extension cable ran to it for power.
Yeah, it went through a tree to the shed. It went to a power strip.
So that was our meeting, was in that stuffy place, and then did some jamming on some practice amps, some crate practice amps.
Yeah. Actually, in the way Well, I don't know how you want to go about that, like the way all of that started, or what.
What was your? Let's start this way.
Y'all started that before I
No,
entered the equation.
No, this is what I want to ask. This is what I'm into because I'm into this type of stuff. What was your first amplifier? Your first guitar amplifier that we played with together?
PV Rage. What is that? A 158?
The Rage.
PV Rage 158.
And you had
something
that,
like that.
that Eagle
I remember
rip-off
that.
Warlock.
No, not a Warlock. You're the one that had the Bronze Series Warlock.
That's right, $179.
And it came with that little
Yeah.
shitty red BC Rich amp.
Looked cool though.
Yeah, it did. I had the it was an Eagle, but it was, I always pronounced it bitch. BC Rich
Yeah.
bitch.
A lot of people do.
BICH. I
I think.
don't know. I doubt it's gonna be called a bic or bish. So I
Doesn't
called
have
it
the
a bitch.
same ring to it.
Yeah. I always said, yeah, that's my bitch.
What you know?
Yeah, my bad. Family show. Anyway, well, actually, the way all of that started was I ran into Phil, and Phil had just got that Warlock for his birthday, and we said, "Hey, let's get together, just screw around on guitar." He came over, and Phil didn't know how to play any guitar, like at all.
Let's
Yeah.
let's not get carried away.
What
I was pretty
I'm
good.
driving at something here.
Okay.
So we had, I think it was a four track cassette recorder.
Yep.
And we were just trying to write some songs. So what Phil would do was during the heavier parts that he would just chug some parts, and then he would try to do some singing on the other parts that I would play, and then join back in later.
Mhm.
You know,
I remember
That's
that.
right. That's right. That was
I
a
remember
singer.
hearing some of those demos because you would hear the guitar come in like jug jug jug,
Yeah, it's just, all of
Be
a sudden,
chugging
just like,
in.
da-da-da-da-da.
and then you would start singing. It would cut out, and it would come in on the long instrumental part, chugging along.
But so and then I think he knew you and invited you to come over, play guitar, and then next door we had Will, and Will got a platinum Warlock bass and started playing bass.
We all had Warlocks. We were that cool.
that,
BC
that was
We were
the
that cool.
that was the heavy
Yeah.
shit, you know. You had to have that. And then we, you know, just dicked around trying to make songs on that little 4-track recorder, one mic in a room.
Yeah, dude.
Sounds like it was
That's some crazy.
recorded in a McDonald's bathroom.
And what's funny?
Still have a cassette of that.
You have that?
Yeah, I have. I still have an I wish I had it with me tonight.
That'd
but,
be awesome.
It's at my house for sure. I know where it is even, and it's like 8 songs.
Sure, it sounds
It's
terrible.
like it's of this time where you're talking about, where it was recorded in that shed on the
Mhm.
on the boom box with the little mic thing.
Yeah.
Because I had it. The reason I have it is because y'all gave it to me when I joined up. It was like, here's the song.
Oh, you're supposed to learn off of that?
And it was like, yeah, it was like,
I'm glad we were professional. Like, here, learn
Yeah.
the shit.
it was funny. I think there's a Slipknot cover on there too.
Oh, sick.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, that's
And,
right.
but yeah, I still have that.
Wow.
on a cassette
New
tape
metal
somewhere.
days.
I'm
Yep.
like 20 years old now or something.
Yeah, dude. As a matter of fact, Iowa just turned 19 years old today. Slipknot's Iowa. So that tells you how long ago
Dang,
Yeah,
that
I think I was
Wasn't even
15,
out yet.
16 at the time, and Mitchell was like 41 at the time.
Yeah, no, and he's still that age, I think, for some reason. Looks good though.
Immortality.
He
Looks
does.
good.
Look at him.
Eternal life.
It's because it takes it from the people, the souls he murders, as Jason Voorhees.
Vampire blood.
Where, and what is Will Seymour doing right now?
I have no
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
clue.
I'll tell you what he's doing.
He's being redneck, which is
What up, Mike?
why I kind of liked Will. He was just a big time redneck.
Yeah.
He did not care.
Dude,
Fuck yeah.
You know,
have
Get
you seen
drunk
that
and play
guy?
bass.
Have you seen him lately?
on Facebook.
Me too. Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Talk about. Let's do a freaking TV show on this guy.
Find
Am I
out where
right?
he is.
I think he raises labs,
He
trains
does.
labs.
He does, and he's legit at
For
it.
a while, he was a pastor.
What?
Yeah, for a while
I
he was a
can't, I
pastor.
can't even imagine that.
For Jesus?
I think so. Like, I don't know who else you would do that for.
I would imagine him with like a rattlesnake, like
Dude,
in a
yeah,
tent
he
somewhere.
is. He is
like,
that crazy.
"Ah."
You know,
You know?
dancing with it, trying to pass it off to people. But yeah, I think his profile picture, he has like 12 ducks or something like this stapled to his suit. You know, But
Ducks Unlimited. Big shout out to Mike Yorks. Big shout out to Justin Fresh. Big shout out to Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper. We're gonna have him on in a few weeks. I got to get a hold of him. He's gonna be a banger. I love this microphone, by the way. It reminds me of. Anyway, we'll get back to it. So we did, and I hate that we couldn't rip these DVDs because I wanted to show some of these DVDs of the debauchery.
Dude, they've got a bunch of shows on there.
Holy cow!
And we got like old seppuku practices, like us just drilling through songs. We have. It's still online. We actually have that show where pretty much no one was there but the other band and Purity Undone when Chip was playing with us.
Do you have that whole show?
No, just we were playing Victimized. That's on YouTube. Still.
Oh yeah, it's got the watermark on it too. It's still on there after all these years.
Made with whatever.
Dude,
that was.
I forgot about that.
It was still fun. I loved it.
We should pull that up later. We should pull up some videos,
but so you wanting to run like from beginning on out, because I know you were asking a lot of questions last time about like how everything started and everything, Mitchell.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we were trying to create a baseline with all the bands
talking about
Phil
that
was.
last time.
And a lot of stuff. It was like, I know we all drank. I know there's a lot of black spots, but Jesus, we got that timeline fucked up. It was like, my goodness. But that was the beginning of that, and then we turned into Insignia, came up with the name Insignia. And then I think the whole reason Will no longer played, like he got pissed at us because we only had so many plugs in the outlet in the power strip, and we were playing like our show in the bunkhouse with the fog machine and everything.
That was so
and a
much
black
fun
light
though, too.
And we unplugged and we were like, it's fucking bass, who needs to listen to bass? So he got pissed. But I mean, I
remember him.
He was a cool cat. I always liked Will though.
Yeah, it was fun. But I do remember. I do remember that. It was fun and he was awesome. But I do remember it coming to an end in a certain way where it was like a storm off.
I don't remember none of that shit.
Yeah,
he stormed
that night,
off.
He threw his amp out there.
It was one of those classic. Yeah, like he threw some shit.
Yeah, he threw his amp out the door.
We were like, "You're out of the band." And
I don't even think we said that. We were like, "Where the fuck's Will going?"
Or like, "Fuck you." Or like he said, "Fuck y'all," and like left. And we were like, "Well,
I'd get a little pissed too if you unplugged my amp."
We were like 15 years old and never played. We were like, "We don't need him anyway. We'll be famous without him."
Yeah.
Like just being a teenager,
Follow up question. I don't mean to interrupt, but I want to get to the good stuff. What happened at Mitchell's house, 4th of July party where Jared Moran drank glass and peed on somebody?
No,
can you clear this up?
No, yeah, I'll definitely straighten that out.
Whoa, yeah, let's get to some good stuff here.
So Jared didn't piss on anything. I pissed on Mitchell's table.
What?
Don't get mad about that. That's kind of a while back.
Dare
you? I think I cleaned it up. Pretty sure. You look like you're getting upset.
You pissed on it outside?
Yeah. It was outside.
He's not a savage.
Why was his table outside?
We always put the table outside to have.
Yeah, it was right by they had a bush. It was right by the front door to the left, and there was a bush, so I was pissing over there, and then Jared was pissed drunk, leaning against a truck, just like ripping grass up.
Why didn't you use the bathroom?
Why would I do that? I was outside.
Sure, Mitchell had a bathroom.
Yeah, I was outside.
Come on,
and
Phil.
plus I was loaded. I mean, I was drunk. Like,
so how did Jared eat the glass? I don't remember.
So when you take the bottle and you tap it and then it foams up, you have to shotgun the beer.
Okay, yeah.
Well, that's what he did, but he smacked the ever living piss out of it and broke the bottom. The bottle that he was smacking with, broke it, sliced his finger open, and there was a couple pieces floating around in his Bud Light. Sorry, we're drinking Bud Select then.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're hardcore.
But I even peeled off one of those Bud Select things and stuck it to my crate amp for a while.
Oh, nice. Classy.
But, yeah, I know, right? I was trying to get a sponsor.
Yeah,
kind of like with this.
That's how you have to
Voodoo
do it,
Ranger.
man.
Just
Yeah.
getting a sponsor. You know,
that's how you do. You know,
it's the first time I'm mentioning anything about it. They probably don't know, but I'd like to get a sponsor on that.
Yeah, man.
But anyway,
Well, make that happen. Big
why'd
money,
you make
Phil.
that face? You made a face.
Big money, Phil.
Is that the
Face.
whiskey?
This is how my face looks
Oh, my bad.
right now.
Anyway,
Let's back it up.
but yeah, that was it 4th of July?
It was 4th of July show, right? Right, Mitchell?
I don't.
Dude, none of us are gonna remember. We're all hammered. I mean, it could have been just a random Tuesday that we did this shit on.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was probably like a Memorial Day weekend type thing.
Let's fast forward.
I was trying to find the old posters, and a few of them I came across. I think I was
You still
tagging
have old
I was
posters?
tagging both of you in them.
Oh yeah.
There was one that was like a New Year's Eve show that y'all played that had Insignia on it. And then there was one-
It might have been New Year's Eve. It was one of those firework holidays.
The New Year's Eve show. It was like you guys, Driven by Suffering,
Old team. Yo.
us, and man, there were like five
Driven by
people on it.
Suffering played at your house?
I bet that was loud.
Did they
Because
just?
Jared was like in 3 bands that night. It's like,
Yeah.
it was like all of our bands.
They
You know what's-
throw all the PA.
You know what's
everywhere?
interesting? I think we've talked about Driven by Suffering more than any other band in the last three episodes that we've done.
Well, let's stop doing that. Then.
Managed to come up.
No,
well,
Surprising amount.
While we're on the subject, people don't know, we went up to Monroe, Louisiana and played a show
God.
years ago with, what was the band?
it was the dudes from I Hate God.
Anthem Arsenal Anthem? Arsenal Anthem.
Ask Jared. Is Jared watching?
Hell no,
He'll fucking know.
Jared's asleep. You didn't hear his hours? Mitchell,
Yeah,
can
I
you-
know he's a grandpa. He's
Yeah.
like he's got grandpa hours, but
No,
I mean,
he has insane.
yeah, he wakes up at like
hours.
3 a.m. You know, he goes to bed I think at 8.
Dude,
Every time I talk to him, he's like, "Well, I'm going to bed. I'm pissed drunk. I
That's
gotta
it.
get up at 3 a.m."
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
I didn't even think
I don't
he
know
drank.
why he's
I never
doing
see
it.
him drink. Like
No,
every time I see him, he doesn't drink.
we
What are you
fucked
talking
that
about?
cat
That's
up.
all he does is drink.
Really?
We
Yes.
messed him up. That's
not
all
all
he
he
does
does.
is get
We
drunk
talked about
now.
this other night. All he drinks is Kraken. He loves
Yep.
Kraken.
Oh,
That-
every
that
time I see
spiced
him,
rum.
he's drinking water or something. I don't know. Maybe I don't.
When's the last time you seen him?
At the medieval festival.
Well, it was probably like 8 in the morning.
he
yeah.
stood out like a sore thumb.
Oh, I don't imagine that at all.
So anyway, y'all went to Monroe, and
Y'all, you were there.
I was there. So let me. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
Jesus.
Let me give you my version of it. Hang on.
All right.
Let me give you my
Supposedly.
version of events, and you tell me where I'm wrong. Okay?
Everything.
Because every time I've recited this story to anybody, everybody's like, "Dude, that's not what happened."
That's probably not what happened.
All right. So we show up to this show. It was a little sketchy, but there was a ton of people there, right?
Hmm?
All right. We everything was cool. They gave us a keg of like very cheap beer,
Natty Light.
and we could not get drunk. I remember that. Like we drank as hard as we could go, and we couldn't. It just made our heads feel heavy.
And then they brought in a dolly of cases of Natty Light.
Yeah.
After that.
And it was very not good.
No.
Anyway,
Terrible hangover.
long story short, the show was crazy. The show was really fun. Like we did really well. I was singing. I wasn't even playing drums. I was singing.
Yeah.
And I did an incredible job. I was really
If you
good.
may
I
say
should,
so
I should
yourself.
probably do that again. Anyway, so Chris and Jared decide to
Should have got that. Sorry.
calm down. Chris
got
and
that
Jared
again.
decide to go get cigarettes, right?
I went to go get cigarettes, and of course, he wanted an icy.
All right. So they leave. And we're like, whatever. Everybody's like,
Jared's
whatever.
an icy guy.
Well, they're gone. 30 minutes goes by, an hour goes by, an hour and a half goes by, 2 hours goes by.
I don't think it was out.
A long time goes by.
It took a while.
Marshall comes in and says, "Hey, we got a situation. A cop car just pulled up and said that they arrested Chris and Jared."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. And he was like, describe them, and they described them. I wasn't out there. And I was like, what do you mean, buh? And we're all like just out of our minds.
Yeah, just
It's been a
pissed
long
drunk.
day. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Like doing recreational drugs, whatever. So
I didn't do
the story was that y'all kicked in a door or threw something through a window of an abandoned house, and there was an ambulance across the street taking a break or lunch or whatever, and they saw it, called the cops. Cops came, arrested you. We played with the idea of pawning your equipment.
Yeah, that would have pissed me off.
To bail you out.
Yeah, no, I think that was Mitchell's idea. Or not Mitchell, Marshall's idea. That would have pissed me off.
Long story short, we left without you.
Yeah, because I was in jail.
Is that accurate? Is that accurate?
Pretty much. So I'll give you the rundown on that. So we walk all the way to that Circle K, whatever. I'm getting cigarettes. He's getting his icy. Because at that point, Jared didn't drink. Jared wouldn't drink. When we started getting Jared to drink was when the July 4th show, I think, is when we really started to fuck that guy's world up with getting drunk. But we went down, and on the way back, because I remember seeing that house when we drove in. It was, damn, it looks trippy. It's missing a roof. Like, the whole thing was just abandoned to hell and back. We cut through the yard. It was, instead of walking around the whole block, we cut back through again. We're like, oh shit, let's take a peek in this place. And there's like chicken wire all over the windows. I don't know why Jared wasn't loaded, so I don't know why he agreed to start fucking the place up. But
there's chicken wire on the windows of an abandoned house?
Yes. It was, it was probably just like a crack house.
Some Texas chainsaw shit.
It was creepy. It really was creepy. That's why we were fucking around, like looking in it. And wow. we started
let's fuck around with this
digging
place.
around with the door, like started to go take a look at it. Well, couldn't get it open, so Jared just starts kicking the shit out of this door. And I was like, well, hell, I guess I'll join in.
What happened to going to get cigarettes?
That looks fun.
Well, we got the cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh,
we got the cigarettes and the icy. We still got it.
Hell yeah. That sounds like a successful mission.
It was a good run up until that point. So we could
got involved.
Even though us were kicking the door, we still never got in. So on the way, walking away, I threw a rock through the top story window, and there was an EMT parked across the street. Well, we get 2 blocks down the street, and here come 2 cars rolling up on us on the corner, cop cars. Tell us put everything down. We get put in handcuffs, us in separate cars, and they don't tell us a damn thing. They just drive us back to where we were.
Did they read you your Miranda rights?
Oh yeah, no. You're not even supposed to do that. You could
legs
hold
and
somebody. Yeah, I was ready to do that, but
they're like, "Sir, you could put it down. We didn't ask you."
Please stop. But they could hold you where you are, but they're not supposed to pick you up and drive you anywhere to be identified. So that's where they fucked up with us, which is why we got off with a deferment agreement later on. But they drove us back. EMT come around. The cop opened the door. And he's like, "Look at me." I'm like, no, I'm not looking at you. It's shining a light in my face, and the guy's like, "Yeah, that was just 2 dipshits." And of course they started doing this. Well, your buddy in the other car is ratting you out. So I don't know why you'd be doing that.
Yeah, mind games.
I don't know what you're talking about. So we ended up going to the county jail, and I think it was like 14 hours or something. We were there, and eventually got a hold of Jared's mom, came and bailed us out.
Nice.
So it was a very manly story.
He had to.
You paid it back, right?
Yes,
you
I
should
did.
change that part.
It took me a while,
time.
but I made sure.
It took you about 6 years, right?
No, not that long. It wasn't that long.
It was a weekend. You had to transfer money over. The
yeah, I mean, I have multiple accounts. I got shit going on. But
cryptocurrencies and whatnot.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, I remember you saying like when they put you in the jail cell, you were really cold.
Yeah, it was fucking. No, we weren't in the jail cell. We were in Holden, and all it is like this, brick stoop you sit on. They handcuff you to a loop, and you're sitting there, and they freeze you out. And the dude has a fucking heavy ass jacket on, like the jailer. And Jared goes, "God damn it, I'm freezing. Can I get a fucking blanket?"
Jared, you fucking ass clowns, give me a blanket.
I was like, "Yeah, how about a blanket?" He's like, "Yeah, y'all aren't getting any blankets."
Damn, dude.
But I mean, all we did, we stayed in just a holding cell the entire time. I think we got put in a population for maybe like an hour and a half, and that was it.
And
when they let you out?
They punked you down.
Whenever Jared's mom came and fucking bailed us out of jail.
When was that?
I think we were there for a total of 14 hours. That was it.
What I mean,
because it took how long of a ride is that from
5 hours.
Biloxi to Monroe?
Shit, like 7, 8.
Dude, it's a long
It was
drive.
a while, dude.
You got to go up to Jackson, take a left, and then I don't know how fucking far Monroe is from there.
I think 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was like 6 or 7 hours.
It's a good ride.
That sounds
It's
right.
a good ride.
Because I went to Monroe to play a show with you guys that sucked.
That was probably your fault.
If you remember that show.
Why don't you pull up that? Why don't you pull up that YouTube video?
Yeah, that's
Chip?
the video.
Oh
that
yeah,
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Pull up that
nobody
YouTube
was
video,
there.
Chip.
And yeah.
I remember that because
Sucked
we stayed.
balls.
No, it didn't suck. It was fun.
It was fun, dude.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Don't act like you've never played an empty bar before.
Yeah.
No, it didn't suck, but it was fun. It was fun.
I don't know. Just put them in my room. Jesus Christ.
Oh, was that the clicker?
Yeah,
No.
we'll talk about it
I'm
later.
gonna hit mine just to make it
But
go off.
I guess I shouldn't say it sucked. My point, I'll be more.
Please don't.
I'll be more accurate on my point was of how far the drive is to Monroe, and then you get there,
And it's a
it's
letdown.
such a long drive to play to nobody, but
The other
still
band
fun.
was still there.
That was a fun time though. Now you
It
say
was a
that,
good time.
I think like the time was fun.
the video is labeled just Purity Undone Live
All right,
on
let me
YouTube.
pull that up.
Yeah, you'll pull it up. We'll keep going.
And that's when I had my Jay Tercer V. That thing was badass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
you
used to
played
borrow
video.
that from you
That was really
sometimes.
nice.
I might have been playing it at this. I played it at some of our shows. If that's
I was
the
playing it
other-
at the show, and I think you had your LTD Explorer style guitar at that time.
Oh yeah.
If I remember right.
I had the EX.
Yeah, it was the sharpened version
Yeah.
of the Explorer.
But I remember borrowing your V at some of them.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was
had
fun.
those Invader pickups. They were hot as hell. But what I said, to hell with it. Nobody's here, so I think we just got drunk and just went
But
at
I
it.
remember that was a really clean sounding show. It was really
Yeah.
nice.
It was pretty cool.
We all played well. Everybody played well.
We partied hard.
It was really
It
good.
did.
We drank a lot of cheap beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfortunately. Always Bud Light.
Mitchell, you doing okay over there, man? Let's
Yeah, I was
fucking.
trying to find the
Look at this
video
guy.
from you guys playing in
Look at
the
that
wheel.
handsome motherfucker.
Guitar masterclass. Here
Dude,
we go.
hey, what about the guitar masterclass? Huh? I want to watch that. Instead.
Yeah.
Y'all don't know anything about
I
that.
want a masterclass in guitar.
I'll show you what's up, man.
Look at
It's
this
on,
guy.
it's on the interwebs.
Does he have a handlebar mustache?
Who, me?
Yeah, in that picture.
No, I'm sure it just
Let's see.
just looks stupid.
Okay, wait.
It's a goatee. I'm pretty sure it just looks
yeah, cover
dumb.
me up. Cover him up with my face.
Why?
We don't have all of our cameras on this shot, but we do have. We can pull this off.
Oh,
No,
boy.
you didn't have. You had your the Viper.
Yeah.
It looks like
Let me.
boy.
Because
What's he
we'll
doing?
probably on
ESP Viper.
Add 1 sec.
Oh boy.
You know what you doing, man?
Got a minute. Oh, you don't want? You want to just go ahead? I mean, we
Just
can.
play
Go,
No, I mean
video.
I don't care.
we can. I was just gonna add us on to there.
Yeah, I remember we were getting very weird in a hotel room. And,
Yeah.
the other band was next to us in the other
Okay,
hotel
these aren't
room.
working.
In the hotel next to us. Remember that?
Oh, I
Remember that?
forgot.
Yeah.
What
No.
was that band? Name
I
that
don't
band.
know.
I'll give you $100.
Are you sure they're thinking of the right show?
I don't.
Yeah, I know so.
Maybe. I do
I
remember
don't know.
getting shit
Do
faced.
you know Mitchell?
And they told us for 30 minutes how good they were. I remember that. They were like, dude.
I do remember
understand-
that.
You understand that we're not like y'all? Like, we're like a professional band. And I was like, oh, okay.
So is that why you're staying in a Motel 6?
You're right.
You paid $34 for 5 dudes to sleep in like 2
Yeah.
beds.
Well, let's try this out. Let's see if the.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
it's great quality.
Yeah, turn the audio way down,
I don't
probably.
know if it's. Let me make sure that the audio is coming through. No, it's not. It's low.
Don't turn it up a lot because you won't be able to hear it.
This is us at the bottom.
Look at Chris and Chip. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on. Let me. Well,
that was pretty awesome.
I gotta
It's no
back it
big
up.
deal.
We were ripping, man. I can't believe how fast we used to play.
Dude,
Yeah.
I said that just the other day to Tara. I was like, man, I was watching the old videos. Like, I wonder if I could still play that fast.
What's interesting is I could never like play this song today that clean. In that, I could never play it that clean.
Dude, live you would nail it.
I don't
live. Primrose is a shit ton of double bass, and you would nail it. That was my Chimera days when I wrote that.
Did Chip,
that one.
Chip had a shaved head.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
Yeah, my hair's buzzed right there.
You remember when he had the spaghetti strings?
Yeah. I remember those days.
We gotta find that picture, dude.
That is awesome.
Yeah, dude.
Just the spaghetti strings were blonde.
That was my new metal days.
All right, Chip.
Jinkos.
Look at the fuck. Our fingers are flying around.
Oh, you'll see it. One of the comments says, "I love watching these dudes' fingers."
It looks like superhuman.
None of the comments say that.
It says it. You should check them.
Well, you should delete that guy.
I kind of like that guy.
Here we go.
Chip, let's keep it moving. I want to see this master class.
All right.
Master class. What?
Yeah, show me the master class. I want to see that. Whoa. Misadventures of Toby with a T. What is that?
We're not looking at that.
Why is all this? Hey,
what is this?
Fort Bentley Flip Cup Tournament. Hey, Fort Bentley, put it on there, bro.
What is this?
Tim remembers this one. Turn it way down. Yeah, the audio is super fucking loud, dude.
Christ.
Yeah, turn the audio off. Look at me. Look how big my arms are.
Is that what this is about?
Yeah, look at this. This flip cup.
Good night.
This is some heavy stuff right here. Look.
Phil is intense.
No, look.
You look
at
intense,
this.
man.
What the hell?
Those are the type of shirts I used to wear.
Like,
Dress shirt with
no sleep.
Like, I think that was a button-up shirt, that like a long sleeve button-up.
This looks like a scene out of a bad '90s movie.
No, the ending of this is pretty epic.
This is a frat house?
I don't know whose house. I think it was Daniel Bentley's house, actually. Dude, we go off.
Oh, look at Phil, bro.
We just smacked on
the things we get excited about when we're drunk. I flipped a cup.
Yeah.
World champ.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That was
How epic.
the bro championships right there.
Wish I could do that.
Glory days.
Let's get up off YouTube for a minute,
Nah.
because I'm sure we're drowning each other out.
It's okay. I mean, you can show my master class. No big deal.
Chris, are you
Charge money, though.
Are you doing any musical projects right now?
Nope. Other than recording some stuff for Jared, Hollowed Idols. He wanted me to write a couple songs.
Is that the band name?
Yeah. So I had one song already written that I showed you a while back, and because we're supposed to be doing a split with another band. I think it's a 4-song split, so we got 4 songs done. I think we're still waiting on the other band to finish their songs. But other than that, that's it.
Oh, great. It sounds exciting.
It is.
Sounds like you're on your way.
I'm trying to pack out.
Is it really fast
Get
death
that
metal?
split.
No.
It's not really fast.
Well, I
death
mean,
metal?
some of it is. Like, the first song that I did was more of like a Morbid Angel style.
Yeah,
You know?
nice. Little old school death.
Yeah, that's what he's going for. Like, he wants it to sound like it was recorded on one microphone, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
With
There's
that bleeding
no way
wall
that's
of.
true. There's no way that that's true.
if Jared's would just ask him, he'll be like, "Yes,
No,
that's,
if I
that's
asked,
exactly
if
what I want
asked
to
him that,
happen."
he wouldn't say that.
I
There's
think
no
it
way.
would. He'd say, "I want it to sound like it came out of the '90s."
There's
That's
no way.
exactly what he told me because I'm mixing it.
But
What guitars did you bring?
What the hell was that?
What
that was
guitars?
his microphone falling.
What guitars did I bring?
Are they, how many strings are on those guitars? It looks like
Can you
too
count?
many.
That one's 6. That one's 8.
Yeah, you should play the
Too
6.
many.
Yeah,
I wish I could.
Dave
Y'all
Mustaine
screwed
plays
that
a
up.
6-string. He's one of the greatest ever. So
Wow. Yeah.
grab that
Add too much
6-string.
in.
Let's see that 6-string. Check that one out. What is that? A Fender?
Jesus Murphy, man. It's like he's trying to piss me off. Good God. See if I could even get this into shot.
I think it's important to note we were going to have you play guitar tonight, but we're missing a couple cables.
Kind of screwed that up.
Yeah, we kind of screwed that up, but that's okay.
Jackson slat model.
Slat?
Yes.
Slat?
Yeah.
What's
How many
slat?
times you want to say it again?
What does that mean? Slat?
I
I've
don't know.
never
Can't
heard
say
that
that.
in
That's
my
what they
life.
call it.
What kind of girl is that?
Oh,
What's your language?
yeah, calm down. But quilt maple top, same thing with that. Just 8-string model quilt maple top. You don't know what that means.
Nope.
Neck through, both of them.
Okay. Let's see the other one.
I love this guitar.
Yeah, I don't like it. Let's see the one.
I'm gonna need you to
sexy.
calm down, man.
That's a sexy guitar.
Let's see
You
the
wanna
one with
touch
8 strings on it.
Are you allowed? This one here is the 8-string.
Look at that
Same-
fat sucker.
Same model, transparent black, full maple top, neck through. I love. This is the Nat Sentient Passive input pickups. That has the 8185.
Oh, okay.
Look, I was talking to Chip because he knows what the hell I'm talking about. You don't know.
Yeah.
Dude.
All the guitars.
You don't know, Phil.
All those guitars.
All these years and you still don't know.
He's like, that's one of them their first acts, huh?
Yeah.
Is that the?
Or is that a second act?
Yeah, those guys from Soulfly play 8 strings, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Meshuggah plays 8-string.
Yeah, no,
That's true.
the guy from Max Cavalera from Soulfly
He
plays
probably
8
uses.
strings.
When the hell did he-
And he cuts the 4 strings off, so he only has 4 strings.
No, he used to cut off the bottom 3, I believe, on his
The
6
2.
string.
Close. He did the
Two.
bottom 2 on a 6
Yeah,
string, so
there
he
you
would just
go.
have the 4.
Chip, let's see.
He
Let's
didn't
see
do that.
Chris's master class since he's not playing guitar tonight because you forgot the cable. Let's stick that.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, well, him
Okay.
and Mitchell forgot.
Yeah, no.
We could put it on him. That's fine.
All the
Why not?
software
Dude,
is hard.
speak up and tell them it's their fault.
Dude, just type in master class and it'll come
Just
up.
feel like it's those two
Okay.
dicks. They messed it up.
What are we looking for?
No, you really
Oh
typed
my
in
God,
master class.
Chris.
I don't have like
What?
just type in Chris Heyman.
I don't know what y'all are talking about.
I don't know either.
For God's sakes, don't click on my Google
So that's
history.
my solo project stuff.
Which-
That's
which-
Purity Undone.
Play the.
That should have all the videos
Oh
on it.
boy,
That's my name.
Oh.
Yeah, that one.
play the one with the handlebar mustache.
You mean At the Mercy Machine?
Yeah, play that one.
Handlebar mustache.
It's a fucking goatee.
It's a handlebar
I
mustache.
think you're making all this shit
Yeah,
up.
here.
Let's get a multicam here.
We'll just do this.
I wish we had Mitchell's face in the middle here. Look at that.
I'm
Look
kind
at
of
that.
missing his face too. I could look at you.
Is that your house or somebody else? Is that Airbnb?
Why would I be there? No, that was my place in Colorado. That's had my Agile 8 string at the time.
Look at those studio monitors, Mitchell. What do you think about
That's
that?
that Logitech. I don't know if you know about that. It has a subwoofer.
Is that
That's-
full range?
That's high dollar.
That's full range.
And I'm gonna need you to not talk shit about my equipment. I could hear it. That's all that mattered.
You look like you ride a motorcycle right here.
That would be cool.
Sons of Anarchy.
It kind of scared me.
I like that George Carlin poster.
It's my favorite stand-up.
You look like you slap the shit out of your old lady every now and then.
Oh, you have been. I don't know.
Look at this guy.
No.
That's the name of this song.
Yeah. It's actually the lyrics that I wrote for that. And then there's the eagle.
I'm better at guitar now just from having watched this.
If you want to
After
learn that
video.
part, I'll charge you
Yeah.
a short, just a small amount. Not much at all.
If that last video showed us anything, is that I could play this at one point.
Well, yeah, you played all of these songs with us.
Yeah.
So,
Once upon a time, I could play it.
and this is actually slowed down a little bit when I recorded this. It was slowed down. I don't know why.
Dude, that handlebar mustache is killing me, man. It looks like
Are you fucking
It looks
blind?
like you roll through South
Jesus. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, it's fine.
You throw the beer cans on the back of the truck.
When you come up to a four-way stop, you don't look anywhere. You just really
Everybody
mind your
better
own
yield
business.
to me.
You look straight.
I'm
You're that
rolling
guy.
straight through.
You look like you go to Starbucks and just order coffee.
There you go, Joe. You throw some
Yeah.
whammy bar in there a
Yeah.
little bit.
That's what makes it the master.
Are you really playing, or is this like? You're not
Yeah, how do
playing.
you think he made that
He's
Mario
not
sound right there?
That shit was badass. Well, it is kind of a
That
Mario
was some
sound.
crazy shit. Dude.
So no, in the video, I mean, clearly I'm playing. I got Reaper going in the background. You can see him moving, but I'm only playing along to it. I'm not actually putting I'm mimicking it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not hearing me play live.
Yeah.
And if you played like my solo project video, you see me. I get a false start on it hard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, but then the rest of the song matches up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already hard enough to get a good recording.
Oh boy.
I don't know what.
Look at this.
You know, when I was first starting to do that shit, I don't know what the fuck I was
Yeah.
doing. Like I guess I record myself playing guitar and then I just add the music and it sounds good.
So yeah, the whole thing is so hard to figure out everything. This is my favorite part.
Hey, you remember?
Despise that
You remember
kind of
Todd
pitch
from Beavis and Butthead?
Wait, yeah.
They're like, Todd's cool. That's what this reminds me of.
That was pretty cool. I just needed longer hair at the time.
He's that guy that cuts his filters off his cigarettes.
I just bite them bitches off, spit them into the street.
Wear fingerless gloves.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's get back to it.
That is badass.
Mitchell, we need you back. I need you back.
Now I
Mitchell.
just want to shred, man. We need to take a break and figure out how to jam.
Put the camera on Mitchell.
That's what I'm saying, man. Get these fucking guitar sims going.
Put the camera on Mitchell and leave it
wait.
on Mitchell.
All right, hold on. And
Just
wait.
leave it on him.
Mitchell Cam.
Mitchell Cam.
Mitchell Cam.
Your camera's so fucking close.
Why is that?
That's what he likes.
Jesus.
I don't know.
Call the police.
I don't know.
Old Charlie
Let's
and
see. Can we just throw it up here somewhere? Let this sit up here.
Why don't you switch cameras?
wow,
buddy?
everybody's getting motion sickness right now.
Hang on, everybody. Why is this wrapped around like this? Look at this. Huh?
Charlie.
Look at this.
Oh boy.
Might have to take a leak again.
Up.
I don't think that's gonna work.
Unbelievable.
This
Chris, what's
is
your
a
favorite?
mess.
What's the favorite band you've been in?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to know. I wanted
That's
to
what I've
ask
been
you
wondering.
like your
I'll just
influences.
sit back.
When we were talking about you the other week, I was saying like a lot
Hey,
of your,
everybody.
you know, I was comparing you to like
Doesn't matter what they're saying.
You know, saying a lot of your influences come through, and we're talking about how you were very, very, very laser focused. But like Chip, I mean, Phil was calling it speed metal, thrash metal, and that's your forte. You always stay centered on that genre. And I wanted you to I was hoping to talk about like the guitars that you try to get inspiration from, and how you bring that into.
So how pretty much like
your writing.
the storyline on how I got started and all of that good jazz. So the first band that ever get me, even though my dad, huge metalhead, he had over 1,000 vinyls. I could have at any point went through them, and I never did. It wasn't until I was watching Nightmare on Elm Street 3, heard Dream Warriors by Dokken. And I was like, oh my God. I sat through the credits every time it came on like USA or whatever. And I would listen to it. And my dad's, hey, I got the vinyl, dude. Just take it out and listen to it whenever you want. And that was a song that got me into metal, really, was Dream Warriors.
What an epic song.
Dude, and then Headbangers Ball all the time. That video was playing nonstop. Freddie and Lynch is kicking through a wall, just ripping a solo on a
every time you hit the
skeleton
table with
guitar.
your hand, the camera shakes.
Oh,
It
yeah,
makes
I'm gonna
it
stop
look
doing
like
that.
A fucking earthquake.
Well,
going on. Look at that.
It's a good effect.
dude. It's just
I like that
I can't help it. I'm gonna start smacking my leg.
Looks like me at the disco the other night.
effect.
You went to a disco?
There's no discos in San Francisco, by the way.
So what guitars you aspire after?
So after that, all I did was I went through the vinyls, and as a kid, you go by the picture that's on the vinyl, and I found "Surfing with an Alien" by Satriani, and that is what made me want to be a guitar player, because that was just insane sounding. Hearing somebody make a guitar sound like that. So that's where I wanted to play guitar. Of course, Dave Mustaine, Kirk Hammett. I mean, so many, different, John Petrucci. And then those were where I really picked up from on trying to pick up what they were doing and trying to sound like that at the time. And then bringing that into it. Like the whole, when we first started playing, it was mainly trying to sound, damn near like Metallica. I think at first
Yeah.
was the idea.
Well,
and
a
then
mix
we
of
were,
that and new metal bands
and new
at the
metal,
time.
like Slipknot and things like that. Just saying that now, I feel terrible.
Mhm.
I'm trying to
That was
sound like
cutting
Slipknot.
edge at the time.
The first album I still think is awesome. I still listen to it all the time. But I mean, other guitar players, as I went along, like that was the biggest thing though, was like Satriani. Whenever I tried to solo or anything, I tried my damnedest, never could get close to it. It was Satriani and Kirk Hammett. And that's why I also started using a lot of wah pedal. he has like wah in every solo.
Oh yeah.
But those are the main ones that really stuck with me for the end. Of course, Lynch from Dokken, and that really stuck with me for a while. And then of course we started getting into everything else: Cannibal Corpse, 6 Feet Under, Morbid Angel. I mean, Deicide. When I started getting that melodic feel into the metal, was probably when I found God Was Created by Behemoth, and just the melodies and that. Now, it was amazing to hear somebody just doing death metal vocals over something that you wouldn't expect to sound that way. And that was probably like the biggest thing when it came to the harmonies for me. And I mean, as far as that goes, that was the biggest thing. Was I think all those death metal bands, and then finding Behemoths. And then I think it was Marshall was like, oh, he's trying to rip off At the Gates. I haven't even heard them at the time. Never even heard of them.
No, I remember Behemoths was a game changer for everybody.
Yes, we actually, in your kitchen was the first time on dial-up internet. We sat there for like 10 minutes trying to dial up and then get on Napster or whatever, and ended up running into Behemoths. And I remember Chip going, why is every song about Jesus? I don't understand. It's like he hates him like so much. And then, of course, Deicide.
Yeah, Deicide took that another level.
No, to this day, I mean, I got into their second album and their demo, and it was all good and stuff. And even all their
Helping the World to See.
Yeah, and then they did a couple of them did, or one of them did Abigail Williams, and they had a handful of side projects. But that God Was Created was never duplicated. That magic of that
album. Dude, that was just epic.
Yeah, and I still every now and then when I put it on, it's like I never turn it off because it's like, oh, I'm tired of this shit.
Dude, The Last Fantasy of Christ.
It was so nice to listen to.
Gosh, I learned how to play the opening clean part and the opening riff to Last Fantasy of Christ. I play it almost every time I pick up my guitar.
Because it was everything. It had really soft parts, and it had really brutal parts, and it had it was just really nice to listen to. There was such a nice flow. They're from Arizona, right?
I don't know. I never got into them. I remember some of that though from what you saying. There was probably from you being into them. I remember.
I was heavy into Behemoths.
Yeah.
I know, like I said, I know you didn't care for it a little too much because you're like, every song's about Jesus.
I remember At the Gates though. You mentioned At the Gates. I remember them.
I didn't know about At the Gates till later when Jared had mentioned it to me.
And Between the Buried and Me was the band I was into back then.
That was your jam.
Of like the heavy and clean and everything in between. And I got into them big time back in the day. Yeah. Like that.
So every band you've ever been in, you've never been in a band where Phil wasn't.
Yeah. Phil wasn't a drummer when we started Insignia. That was Kevin.
Yeah.
Jesus, Murphy.
But he was the front man.
You want to talk about that?
Jeez.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I guess
Can we talk about any of those days on the air?
I mean, my goodness.
Hey, down here now.
Like, don't get me wrong. I like Kevin is actually an incredible jazz drummer. He knows. Think of something, he knows it. I don't know how, but he does.
He was obsessed with drumming. I remember back then he was legit obsessed with drumming. He would have drum magazines and videos.
Dude, nonstop.
He'd watch them over and over and be like, he's doing this part right here. But then, like, look at 37 seconds in. Yeah, it's like this.
But on the same token, the dude pawned his cymbals to get a watch one time. I mean, and I was like,
typical drummers.
We have practice. It's like, yeah, but You know, I don't have any cymbals. I got this watch. No, that's fantastic. Because we used to practice in this very room.
Yeah,
That drum set was right there.
This
And
very room that we're in.
we were sitting there running through a set, and for no reason at all, he takes his stick, puts it on his floor tom, and just stabs it through the head, and then just sits there like a
I remember
lump on a
that.
log.
Well, the floor in defense of him, the floor tom head was done.
Yeah,
shot.
it was
got
blown.
pissed.
He got
He got
pissed.
mad.
The problem was he didn't have a backup ready. Right?
Well, we
Like, you
couldn't
don't
play
do that.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
It's like the Sandlot where he hits the home run. It's like, well, shit, now we can't play anymore.
and he would, like I said, he was incredible. I thought it was awesome that mix with the metal that Chip and I were writing together, and having that kind of a drummer come in and mix in and blend.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. Everything was new to us, but it was a really awesome sound for us to get accustomed
It was
to.
cool. Yeah, we had a good little thing going for that little slice of time there, and it was just hard. We couldn't keep it going with that lineup.
How old
though.
were you?
So I got my first guitar when I was 14.
16.
14th
16?
birthday.
No.
I remember us
The
playing.
band was 16 to 19
Yeah.
or 20.
Yeah.
How old
What
were
I'm
you?
saying is, when I started, I got my first guitar at 14.
Well, we were all
ran
like,
into you.
we were all like 14ish.
By
when
the time
jamming in the shed. In
we
the
started-
backyard,
yeah, back
we
then it
started
was
the
14.
podcast.
How old were you when you were practicing?
Yeah,
in this
ask it
room?
again, Mitchell.
This
don't
room.
be a dick. We're probably about 16, 17 doing that. And then we realized, I think with Kevin isn't gonna work out, because of stuff like that. And we'd sit out in that shed and rehearse over and over and over all day long before a
crazy.
show, like upstairs, downstairs. I remember we did that Hate Breed cover.
8 hours of rehearsals for a 20-minute show.
And dude, we get up there and it's like he never heard the songs.
Yeah,
It was amazing. 'cause
That's
he would
true. I
play
remember
them
that
perfect.
night. That night particular.
Who are you
that song.
talking about?
Kevin,
Oh.
we would sit there and hammer those songs like
I don't remember that.
nonstop.
I felt like he was solid.
Well, most of the time he was.
So
Not
Phil,
that
you
song.
have a
I remember
No.
that. I remember that particular
Yeah,
night
it
because it
was
was so
not.
bad.
So Phil, you got a picture hanging up in your studio where you guys, I think you're playing at Michael's, where everybody's on stage at Michael's, right?
Yep.
And you're the front man. So
Thunders.
oh, was it Thunder?
Thunders.
Thunders
So you
Tavern.
guys were 16 or 17 when you played that show at Michael's?
Yes. We played a lot of shows under the age of 18. And
Yeah.
I remember, like, Hawk's Tavern. We played
course,
there a
I
lot
leave a
under
lot
the age
early,
of
too.
18.
They're like
And the rule
17
was,
years old.
As you know, the rule was play
Play and get out.
Get the hell out.
Yeah, playing
But
it
of
out.
course, we just drank in the parking lot.
Yeah, we just have
and had
Jack Daniels in
debauchery.
the car.
But they
Yeah.
paid us with tap beer.
Yeah, they were paying us for beer. They're like,
I
hey,
don't- hey, I don't
bro,
remember that.
You're
Did
not
we?
even
Oh,
allowed to
yeah.
be. The law is in Mississippi back then. The law is. Put the camera on me, Chip. This
All right,
is
all
very
right.
important.
Calm
Thank you.
down.
I wore
man.
this shirt for a reason.
Jesus.
I
I,
got it
need to take a
after a
leak. I
hurricane.
might do that
Yeah.
while
Go
Phil's
for it,
going
hey.
into his awesomeness
Yeah, go-
story.
go-
Monologue here.
Go pee. Go pee. You'll-
Take a break.
But he's gonna sit down when
Like
he pees.
fucking Post Malone on Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I'm gonna
go take a
Taking a fucking piss break over
Yeah.
here.
No, good job.
Come with me?
All right, David Blaine, putting a fucking.
He needs somebody to hold it.
Go check in with your fucking
Chip.
doctor.
Figure it out.
Look now.
Oh my god, dude! Look at him. He can't even get out of the door. Look at this guy. Figure it out.
the fucking light! God damn! Long hair, hippie, Jesus Christ!
Good God, man.
Incapacitated.
Unbelievable. Anyway, no. Go back
What
to
happens, boys and girls, when you drink and play guitar all your life?
me. Unbelievable. What a guy! Right now that he's gone, we can talk shit
Mechanical
about him.
puzzles is not a strong super quest.
All right, I'm back.
All right, so this fucking you're talking about Hawk's Tavern. I was asking you about the photo on the wall. I was wanting you to maybe go on a little bit. Like you out of all the fucking photos you can hang on the wall in your studio, you have this photo. I wish we had it right now so we can hold it up to show
Yeah.
Chris, Chip, and you.
Right.
One of your early groups where you're the fucking front man. Before you go into your drumming career, and why you it's so significant and important.
Because that was basically when I get my feet wet with music. Like because growing up as a teenager, and this is embarrassing as shit. It's not. I'm proud of it. But when I saw Limp Bizkit play at the Family Values at the Coliseum,
they were the shit back. They were hot for that moment.
Who played that show?
Played at the Coliseum with Limp Bizkit and all them. I don't know. Primus, I think, was that one?
Primus.
Because I wasn't actually at that show, but I remember it happening.
Who else?
I don't remember. Might have been Stone Temple Pilots.
Nope.
No.
Staind.
Was White Zombie or Rob Zombie
Nope.
there? Was
Staind.
that one?
It was Staind, their first album shit. Nobody knew who they were. Everybody's like, who are these guys? But they were dope because they were on that first album, dude. That first album was dope.
Yeah. What?
Anyway, I stood off to the side because I was 17 and Sherman fell asleep in the seat next to me because my mom made him go with me because they didn't want me going by myself. But I saw that and I was like, look, whatever I need. And a few weeks later, I bought the $180 guitar because I wanted to be a guitar player because I wanted to be like Wes Borland.
Yeah.
And from that day, that was the day that I was 100%, and it has not wavered or changed from that day. Obsessed with audio, in some shape or form.
That as a hobby and a passion. And
that's what got me. Everybody's got their one thing that hooked them, but that's what got me. And I was absolutely obsessed after that day.
Yeah. We're talking about cocaine, Chris. Since you just rejoined us.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's passionate about. He's hooked him since day one.
Because I saw all these older guys there. I saw these older guys there, and they had piercings in their face and tattoos everywhere. And I just moved here from Oklahoma. I had zero friends. Like, I haven't even met Chris or you yet.
Yeah.
Like, this is the summer between 7th and 8th grade. Like, I just moved here.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is this place? You know, because I'm coming from Oklahoma. You don't know nothing about Oklahoma.
The only place more redneck than here.
Got
No,
the fancy
nobody in
double wide
Oklahoma.
posted up on some property.
No, Oklahoma, like half our class would leave halfway through the year because they were all what's the word? I don't want to be disrespectful. Of
Vagrants?
Spanish descent.
Oh.
And they were there working.
Wow.
And so when the fields got done being working, no, this is what it was. When the fields got done, they moved. They left. So like halfway through the year, we would have half a class full of kids. There was like, I think the town population was 1,600 people.
They learned everything they needed to
in
learn.
Oklahoma. And
dang.
this is what fucked me up, dude. And I'll get off of myself here in a second. But you know, when there's 1,600 people in the town, and you have any ounce of drive at all, you're the best at everything. So I'm like balling out at basketball, football.
Is there like
Big
articles anywhere to support this?
Absolutely. I won 2 spelling bees.
Wow.
Some pictures.
I remember. Hey, I can tell you right now.
Probably-
He's going to tell you his winning word was mountain.
No, it wasn't mountain.
I think it was mountain or mayonnaise or some
I can
shit.
tell you. Hey, you want it? You think you're smart?
I know you've told me this story like a million fucking times, and you've
Nice.
told me
I went to the.
that was your winning word.
Nope. Whoever wants to volunteer, don't nobody say nothing out loud. But my losing word at the state championship. I'll tell you my losing word, and if anybody wants to try to spell it,
Your name?
and I got it wrong, and I got like 6th place out of like 50 at the state championships, and I was so upset.
Some Asian kid beat you. Huh?
No, an Indian kid. Of
Oh,
course.
well, yeah, they know how to spell like crazy. I don't know why. You're trying to hold that shit together.
You want to know the word, Mitchell? Mitchell's smart.
Mitchell.
What's the word?
Soothsayer.
Yeah.
Soothsayer.
Spell it.
No, that one.
Spell it, Mitchell.
What? SOOTHSAYER.
You would have
There
won.
you go.
You would have won the Oklahoma
Yeah.
City State Championships.
He just Googled it.
I
It's a
thought
pretty easy word.
SOO was too obvious, and I said SUI.
SU.
Oh, yeah, overthought it, huh? Overthunk it.
What's the origin of the word?
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yeah, can you use this? The soothsayer said that the dude jumped in the fire was going to burn. Okay.
I would say that.
SOU, and they're like, and it was just
Get off the
devastation.
stage.
And then the
idiot.
next guy up, if the next guy misses it, then you go again. But if he gets it right, then you're fucking out, and you go up. And the next kid's like this Indian with the backwards haircut. And I'm like, I'm dead, dude. And they gave him they're like balloon knot, or whatever.
Balloon knot. Yeah, children.
Let that sink in for a second.
He's like,
I don't think I like that.
Yeah, it was
I don't
bad.
like that at all.
It was bad. It was a long drive back.
I put on my shades, dude.
So Kevin didn't work out because he sold his symbols. And
That wasn't it, dude.
Like how Mitchell was
Like,
so anyway,
that was about fucking balloon knot.
yeah, and I don't want to know about a kid's balloon knot.
So whose idea was it for Phil to go from frontman to drummer?
So, all right. So how this worked was a ways away though.
we told him to know his role and shut his damn mouth and
Yeah.
get behind the drum kit.
Shut your mouth.
Because I can
I said,
remember,
get behind that
seeing
damn
Phil
kit,
when
Phil.
like he was talking about buying that silver drum set. I remember seeing y'all play with Phil and the drum. It was, he was doing, basic stuff, but he was trying really hard. And Jared.
It took him a while, dude.
So I mean, was that like your idea? Was that his idea? Was
Well,
it like, that's a big move. To
What
go
it
from frontman to
what
drummer.
that happened was.
And before I forget to ask, because I know I'll fucking forget to ask you, you were sharing a space at one point, were you not? Like with Driven by Stuff, whatever they were called, Nautilus or whatever. I remember there was like 3 bands.
It
out
was
one
Jared's
fucking-
practice shed.
Yeah.
Jared
So
still has
every
that
fucking
same
band he was-
fucking shed.
So you had, it was like what?
No way.
It was
Still
Seppuku
today.
and
Dang.
probably the Nautilus. And,
The Nautilus,
Yeah.
Driven by Suffering, all 86 bands that Jared plays in,
Yeah.
you were down
have
there.
all, it's, right there on off Old Spanish Trail
What was
by
what
the
was that
old
like?
brooms.
Yeah. Wow. That they're still over there.
Tell me
Yeah,
the
dude,
After all
he's-
these years.
dude,
Tell
you
me
ought
the
to see
horror
it.
stories on
There's-
that one.
I've
There's
been there
this
before
much
plenty of
fucking
times.
room
Yeah.
to stand because he has so many amps
Oh,
just
wow.
lining the walls. He
I
has
bet.
just amp heads and cabs, and
There's probably like catacombs of amps back
you
there.
remember how it
now.
looked back then.
Yeah.
And-
Golly.
And now he
It's
just
been decades.
adds.
People still playing
adds
over
to
there.
it.
That's so
I don't
wild.
know if other bands other than Jared be able to attest to
Yeah.
that.
But
But
you were playing. I'm trying to get it straight. So you're playing guitar or something in one of those fucking bands, but in the other half of the time, Phil's playing drums and Insignia, and you're practicing here
no,
with
no.
Phil on drums, but you're playing guitar. Over.
No. All right, so this is where, because I remember I watched the first episode with y'all, and you were trying to go through the timeline, get everything ironed out, and I don't know how these two were present, but they couldn't get it straight.
I don't
but-
remember shit, dude.
I mean, we got baked and drunk a lot, so I don't know, that might be
Yeah.
a problem. But, so, all right, Insignia, Kevin, myself, Chip, Phil, and we ended up getting, what the fuck's David on bass.
Yeah.
David Gilbert
Oh yeah.
on
Why you
bass.
say it like that?
Well, it's just
Oh,
weird.
David Gilbert.
But anyway,
I mean, you'll never
I'm
refer
just-
to me like that.
I'm just gonna
Jeez.
move on. But that's what that band was. But then, of course, Kevin wasn't reliable, and we all started getting very serious
Yeah.
about it. We're like, we got to have somebody reliable.
we
so
were
we started
playing
going
all
through
the time. We were
Craigslist.
practicing all the damn time and playing
Yeah.
all, like 3 times a week,
Always
getting together
over
8
here
hours a time.
practicing
and it's
nonstop.
Crazy.
And we were going through Craigslist, and I remember we ran across, I think Jared had an ad, or we put an ad up, vice versa, one or the other, and we got in touch with him. And I remember nobody wanted to talk to him. They're like, Chris, call this dude.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll call him. And I remember to talk to him and say, hey man, we need a drummer. How fast can you play? He's like, fucking fast.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, can you drum fast as Slayer? He's like, faster. I was like, okay, you need to come over. And you know how Jared is, like, I'll blow that motherfucker Paul Bostaph out of the water.
Wait, are you saying you after Kevin, you have to kick Kevin out?
We got Jared.
You called Jared to audition Jared.
Yeah.
You didn't go straight to Phil playing.
No,
I
it was
did not
years
know
years
this.
away before Phil got
Yeah,
involved
that's
with
true.
drums.
Wow.
So we got Jared, and we started what we were still calling Insignia, and we went along with that for a little while.
Right.
Then we all got a big fucking head, big dick energy about us, and started thinking that we were all so fucking important, and started ruining relationships with each other. And that started to fall apart with everything. And I think what ended up happening was we fucked with Chip probably the most, and I think he had enough of it. I remember one time I put a diaper in his mailbox with, like, for your girlfriend.
Forgot about that.
I actually just talked to Brandy not that long ago, and she brought it up.
No way.
Yeah, because she helped me move it into my new house.
What?
And she's like,
Dude.
"Do you remember the diaper in the mailbox?" Like, yeah, I fucking remember that.
I bet she does. That's something that I forgot about.
Must be bridge underwater now.
But
it's
Bridge
all
underwater, huh?
yeah,
it's all water under the fridge.
yeah. But now you know the real reason that the timeline's messed up.
Yeah,
That's because, yeah, I mean, we'd have to get VH1 behind the music level.
yeah.
On us.
We weren't even doing heavy drugs. We had a lot of fucked up shit happen.
Because Jared was the way that I was introduced to you guys.
Mm.
You know, from
Recovery
yeah,
period?
Jared, Jared was like, Jared. So Jared's playing in recovery period, and then
Fucking
every
maniac
week
on
he's
bass.
he's in an additional different band. Whether it was a grindcore project,
Right.
and he's like, now I'm going to play drums, Insignia, blah blah, because we'd have to, trying to schedule our practices.
Yep.
He'd be like, well, I have Insignia on Tuesday, and I have Driven by Suffering on Thursday.
Old
and then I
woman
got
with no
this,
teeth
and I
on
got
Thursday.
You got a fucking different band to practice with every fucking
Pretty
day.
much.
So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, let's figure out a day. And but that's how we started playing shows together, and that's how I got introduced to you guys. So
And that's
you said it didn't work out after Jared's playing drums.
So Jared's playing. We all, like I said, we all started getting shit attitudes with each other, thinking way too much of ourselves, and I think Chip had enough of it.
Now,
If I remember right, and left.
Yeah, I quit.
Was that because Jared was a bad influence?
No, Jared's just a dick to everybody. So I mean, you kind of expect that. You're like, wow, he's a dick to
Or was
everybody.
that the metal attitude that Ray Pay was talking about?
But it was just-
It was. Yeah, he wasn't a dick. It was the attitude.
No, he was a dick. No,
I
he's
don't-
definitely
I
a
don't-
dick.
I don't
We were
think
all
he was.
dicks.
I
If you
think
Yeah,
look at it that
exactly.
way.
Yeah, I think we all were.
If we're talking about it that way, yeah, we were all teenage dickhead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ego rock star,
And we thought
Dudes.
way too much of ourselves.
But you and Jared hit it off.
We did. We were able to get into
you
a
two were like
storage.
two peas in a pod at shows.
Yeah, we would be able to just get and start jamming. We could jam
Yeah.
for an hour and a half straight and just go. And I remember starting to play with Jared, and his thing was like, he's balls to the fucking wall, just blast beats,
No
blast
slow down.
beats. And I had to try to reel that bastard in.
Well, if I may
You know?
interject, that was the whole thing to me that threw me off too.
It was just too much.
We had all the tension, like he was saying,
Mhm.
and then in this transitional period of Insignia, that's where I quit, because I had hung out a little bit longer with Jared joining us up.
Yeah.
It went from, we had Kevin, who was a great drummer, but didn't fit with our style at all, and didn't get it.
Wasn't reliable.
It didn't even get really the basics of what we were trying to do, but
He did good.
in his own realm. He would have been in a band that was more had
Like
that-
Rush with
in a-
no tempo.
in a band with guitarists and other musicians that were more what he was trying to do. He would have flourished, but with us, it was holding us back and him back, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So we
just-
were wanting to be more extreme. So Jared being all Mr. Double Bass Blast Beat, we were like, "Fuck yeah!" Finally,
Yeah.
we get the double bass blast beat stuff going. But
Pretty
then
much.
it was like, for me, it was too much. It was like too far in that direction. It
We
was,
went to death metal for
now
Chip.
we've lost,
And
and
the shit attitudes that we had
like-
towards each other.
and
And
I went and joined Clint Hagler.
yeah, I think you
and
went
Love Stories
to
End.
Love Stories Inn, and
and
so then it was just a three-piece. It was
Yeah.
just myself, Phil, and Jared, and then we got James Hosick to play bass. I guess you might as well say rest in peace, James.
thank you.
R.I.P.
Oh
Flower.
yes,
Yeah, flower bass.
Dude, love James, man.
Got him on one of those mini discs over there on one of our Seppuku shows.
Yeah,
in
we'll do that
Mobile.
on the next one. We're gonna play all those.
But so we had James for a while, and then
That's when I saw you in Mobile play.
yeah, that was, so it was Jared, James, Phil, and myself, and then and he wasn't there for some shows. I have a couple shows on there where he wasn't there. It was just three-piece. I think when we played with Suicide City, the chick from Kitty was in. We were only a three-piece for that night too.
Yeah, she likes.
Yeah, I don't think so. But anyway, after that, we went from Jared to us slowly starting to phase out, not really play much. And Phil was wanting to do something different, so he got he got a drum kit just for fun, pretty much. And him and I just started dicking around in here, and I remember we called it Project X, just to, whatever, we're gonna record a few songs.
Top secret.
Yeah, I didn't want to tell you about it, but I have a few recordings, but I'm not gonna release them. You're gonna have to pay for them.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
That's what it was called.
I like that.
So that's what turned into Purity Undone, was us jamming.
Oh, because you skipped Seppuku.
Well, that was Seppuku. We just changed, and once we started getting
Right.
extreme death metal,
Changed the name.
we turned into Seppuku. And then we realized we had 2 bands from up north that were also named Insignia, and they called it, or got in touch with me on MySpace,
really?
like, can we do an Insignia show, like all 3 of us?
Get
Like,
out of here.
that's the
No way.
dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now I need to change my name.
Singing to
Wow.
the third power.
You just didn't know back then, because
Sounds
now, if you're
You
trying
just
to come
type
up,
it in.
if you're coming up with a band name, if you're coming up with a band name now, you just Google it, or you go on Spotify and see if it exists already. But back then, you just go, "This is our band name,"
Pretty much.
and I've never heard of it before. You just go on with it.
And that's what happened with that. And
So you started Purity Undone, and you're still doing Purity Undone. You still
it's been in
working on
such,
songs.
dude. It's been in a 10-year hiatus, man. I mean,
Still gotta finish that album.
it's gonna take longer than Chinese Democracy. I mean, good lord.
How dare you?
Yeah, it has. It probably has.
Chinese democracy? Did you just say that?
Yeah.
Jesus, I hope they don't.
It's an album. Do you know
Triangulate.
about that? It's GNR.
Guns N' Roses album, Chinese Democracy.
Chinese
no,
Democracy.
yeah.
You're
No.
way behind on this.
Well, once
It took 10 years to
It was
make.
literally
Never thought it
10.
would come
Yeah.
out.
once Axl Rose started abandoning live shows, I had no interest.
He started that in the fucking 80s.
Very beginning. I heard he's a bit of a dick, that Axl Rose.
Oh, a little bit.
Speaking of Guns N' Roses, shout out to Emmett Schumid. He's a big fan of Guns N' Roses and Axl Rose. He just tuned in. What's up, Emmett?
Nice.
I have a question though, Chris. In the immediate future,
Mhm.
what
Where are you going with this?
Look, like, what do you want to do? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, do you want to? Like, what's your goal? What's your
Sounds like
5
he's
year?
getting ready to fucking propose to you.
That's
What's
where to
your?
go. I'm gonna run a multi-billion-dollar business.
Where do you
what I'm
see
gonna do.
yourself in
Hey, guys.
5 years?
Let me have this moment.
Oh god.
Let's go.
What's your 5 year plan for music? If you're the boss, you're the king of the world. What's your-
I think that answers who was the customer.
That was. I've got a talent.
We gave you the wrong mic, buddy.
But seriously, what's your 5 year plan for music? Like, if you could do anything in the world in the next 5 years, do you want to put on an album, like a progressive album, a death metal album, a 4-song EP? What do you want to do?
If I could honestly do anything, I would say I want Purity Undone to have
Call
a
the
final
police. Call the
release.
police. Call the police.
Dude, even I want that.
Call the police.
And my solo project. I want to be able to release a full album. Haven't gone back and re-recorded everything to where it's all the same.
How dare you?
And that's what I want to. That's what I want to do.
So the production is being held up by your perfection.
Yeah, I am terrible about it.
I've heard the songs. Like, I come over and Phil plays me the songs, and I'm like, he's like, listen to this fucking part Chris recorded, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he's fucking doing this over in Louisiana, and now you're over here. So it's but it's like songs here and there. So it's like, Phil's fucking asking about a 5-year plan. Just shoot yourself.
Well, yeah,
for what
pretty
you
much.
want to do, you should be able to do that like in just like 2 or 3 months now.
Well, now that I finally got established, I'm finally in my own place again, and I have one of my holdbacks for the past 2 years was with trying to record at home. I had electrical that was pre-1965, so it wasn't grounded. So you have that Cycle 60 hum constantly going through the interface.
I don't believe that for a
Dude,
second, dude.
Oh,
You could look that up. You Google it right now.
Why didn't you use an adapter
And
to
see-
knock it out?
No. I bought exactly what he had to try to eliminate any of that.
Like,
What the
not
fuck?
adapter,
Nope.
with no ground?
Nope. Not gonna work.
That's an excuse.
Nothing would have worked.
Okay,
Trust me.
so look,
Nothing would have worked.
I asked you a question, right?
I believe I gave you an answer,
Ask
but you
you a
didn't drill
question.
on this. It seems like.
I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you one more time.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
Sounding threatening now.
let me ask a question,
Okay.
and I'm gonna narrow it down to make it really easy for you.
Okay.
2 years, 2-year plan, right?
Hmm?
You could do one thing musically. What are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
You got 4 songs you can record with anybody you want to record them with. What are you doing? What type of music?
I don't even know. That's
Why are you asking?
spend
him? He's
a
got
year
4
and a
songs that
half.
He wants to record them with you.
that's
Has
such
he
a
not?
wide open
Is he
question.
not?
Though.
I don't. That's what I'm asking.
I was under the impression that you are the guy that he will only work with. That's what I said earlier. He's never been in a band where you were not involved or you were not the drummer.
As far as Jared and Kevin, I mean, yeah.
Do they count?
Nah, fuck Jared.
Exactly.
Nah. No,
He's not even a
I
human
like-
being.
I like Jared, but I mean,
Hey, Chris, go ahead with your answer.
okay. Look, he needs to calm the fuck down.
I'm sorry.
How
I'm
much
not
have you
being, am I
given him
being
to-
aggressive.
How much
This
have
is
you
the
given him to
Dr.
drink?
Phil show.
Yeah. Well, you want me to express my feelings? I'm
that-
about to.
Is that Maker's Mark empty?
Looks
Yes,
pretty,
it is.
Looks pretty bone dry.
I'm sorry.
Is this?
You know, that's
Take a swig
exactly
of that.
why he's
Take a
acting
swig
this
of
way.
that.
Put the camera on me, Chip.
It's on you.
What is this?
That's some Apple Crown.
How do you not know the
What is
only
that?
bottle shaped like that on the planet is Crown Royal?
Apple Crown.
to think that this guy claims to have played in a metal band before?
Can I drink out of the bottle?
Good God! You know,
If Phil Anselmo
can
was
I
here, he
drink
would
out of the
slap you.
bottle?
Dude, it smells like an apple orchard.
Yes. You never had Crown Apple? That's good shit, man. Just sip on that. That's good.
Oh,
Oh,
Jesus!
let's see.
Murphy.
Oh,
All
look
right,
at that.
Anyway,
Oh, look at.
It doesn't taste
Oh.
like apple. Oh, it does. Oh, no, it doesn't. That's really bad. I don't like it.
This is why we had to move him from the front man place to the behind the drum kit right here.
I think I did really well.
It's like him asking for fancy sauce. Oh, I want fancy sauce. I don't like it.
So it's taken me 30 minutes to get to this answer, but Chris,
You're
if you
still
got-
being a dick about it. That's
if you
why.
got- if you're gonna die after the next 4-song recording,
It's not gonna happen.
Probably.
what are you doing? You got 4 songs. What style of music? Who do you want? Dream lineup. Let's go.
Chip Lozano on the other guitar. I already know that.
Dude, I mean, honestly, if I want, what's he doing in the corner?
What do you?
Why'd he turn around? It's like Blair Witch Project. What the fuck is he doing? You asked me a question. Turn around, dick. It's like Jesus. What's he doing?
You don't want to know what he's doing over there.
Goodness. Look, no.
Did you you didn't answer the
I
question?
didn't. You were sitting there dicking around,
Unbelievable, dude.
masturbating in the corner. Look at me.
I just did
Look.
my taxes, and you didn't answer the question yet.
You don't know how to do
You're gonna
taxes.
die after the next recording you do of 4 songs. What are you doing? Who's in the band? What type of music?
All right.
Let's talk. Tell me
All
what
right.
you
First of all,
what you're
that's
doing.
that's not a realistic.
Yes, it
question.
is.
No, it's not. Okay, you can pick any 4 dickheads in the world, and you're just gonna record, and then you're gonna die. Look, what I want to happen. Oh, calm the fuck down,
dude,
Chip.
Chip.
Yeah, dude, screw that thing in.
I thought this was Big Money Studio, and this fucking
It's not.
the Big Money Studio.
Get your life together. Look at
Who would
it.
you like to play bass on
It
your
is
song?
$14 mic stand. What is this?
Who would I like to play
What
bass?
is
I'm
this?
putting on shades because you got shades on.
What is this?
Dude, I loved our 3-piece that we had going on with Purity Undone. Myself guitar, Phil drums, Tim singing and playing bass. Especially loved it even more. Even though we were super tight as a 3-piece, we were incredibly tight. But adding Chip on guitar filled it out.
Hey,
And
thank you.
Chip, shut up, Phil.
I didn't say anything.
Just-
Holy
this is-
shit.
Just stay
This is
over
the-
there
I
with your
said
fucking mouth
nothing.
shut.
I said
This
nothing.
is the same lineup you'd like to continue, or you want to?
I would love for that to happen because
Dude,
I
yeah.
would love to have the same thing happen because we put
We did
so
really have
much
it.
work and
Yeah.
effort into making those songs. We went into I spent the night in that
Yeah.
fucking studio.
Yeah, that's true.
I worked on one solo, I think, for like 10 hours.
Mm.
You know, just because we were trying to, you know how I am, I'm a perfectionist. Chip's like, it's fine, dude, sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Like, no, fuck that. We'd start all over again.
Yeah.
But
You want to continue that lineup because you
I
feel
would love it.
these are the right people for the songs,
Because we
or
can-
because you get
Oh.
your personality meshes
Shut
with
up,
them.
Phil. Because we all meshed when in that point in time.
It's a personality thing. I'm talking not
musically.
Now, if you're gonna start recording these songs like next week, this is you want to be in a room with these people.
I would love to do that, but I don't. It's not going to be realistic, especially with Tim. Tim doesn't have the interest or want for Purity Undone, and that's fine.
Okay, so you don't have a bass player. So who's
bass player or vocalist?
Okay, great. So who? That's what Phil was asking you.
Yeah.
Who is it that you want to step up to take?
If you could have anybody.
More of a fantasy.
So we're just picking any dick on the planet.
No, not on the planet. That you know,
like in the local,
like realistically, right?
Dude, locally, I don't know if I would have known who I wanted. New Orleans
to Mobile to Hattiesburg.
If I would have known who I wanted to sing for this album, we would have tried to get him to do it already. Because I don't know him. I don't know where to find it. Exactly. I don't know.
He doesn't.
I don't
found
know.
the guy.
I don't.
Found the
I'm not just gonna say I want old, Cat Stevens down the road.
Cat Stevens.
Yeah, come down here and do vocals.
It's a very specific.
It's a very specific sound that I want for vocals. Like pretty much like a Trivium vocalist would be perfect.
Oh boy.
I will say that is my biggest disappointment of playing music with bands over the years was Purity Undone not being able to finish.
Just not finish the album. Like I just want it finished.
Because
that's it.
I have told people this before. Like even though I've like been in a handful of bands over the years, that was of all the ones. If I was to look at all the stuff I've been a part of over the years and say which one had the potential of actually getting like an actual deal,
doing
and, like,
something,
going on a tour,
right,
like House of Blues. Recording some,
Have you ever?
It would be that band. Just to finish that thought, it would be that lineup and that band,
right.
Tim and Phil and you, and like when I joined in, like playing, like we all had it together, and it was great songs. And
yeah, it was. And Chip and I
together
always can bounce. There's actually still a song that I have that Chip wrote the rhythm for the solo part, and I fucking love it. And it was for '86. Yeah. And it was perfect. And I remember we were sitting in this bedroom.
Yeah, it was in this very room.
The bed was right here. He was sitting on bed. I was sitting on a stool, and he wrote that riff, and I thought it was incredible.
Trashy.
And that's what I like. And Tim is an incredible guitar player, and he writing guitar riffs with him. We could mix our songs together and make a great song. I thought,
We were driving to that Monroe show we were talking about earlier, and he was programming the drums and mixing shit in my car. We had a laptop hooked up to the auxiliary port on my stereo, and he was like, he was listening to like.
True.
And only reason we were programming drums is because we did record Phil live recording.
Not that we used those programmed drums.
We definitely used them,
yeah.
But it was only because when we recorded Phil, we had a blown mic in the kick drum, and the whole recording was fucked when we went in to go and mix it. So instead of dragging everything back up there and doing it over again, Tim was like, well, we'll just program drums and program it exactly to how Phil was playing. Of course, he added like some insane double bass in a couple places. It wasn't necessary. But other than that,
30-second note.
It was like 64 shit.
Yeah, this is a thing that me and Mitchell kind of almost fist fought over because, like,
over what?
Well, we got a little debacle, and this is a constant problem in the new age with drumming and me and what I've dealt with, because bands will, and even a couple current bands that I'm in, they'll record a song, right? And they'll have a drum machine because it's easy to write the drums that they want to the guitar part. Right? Chip knows this.
Yeah.
And they'll say, hey, this is the song. Here's our single. Boom. And the drums, when you program drums, they're ridiculous, right? Because you can do whatever you want. Yeah. And then here's little old Phil trying to play the shit.
And a lot of the time you have guitar player type people programming.
Right.
So they're not drummers.
They don't understand that I can't do like all this
matching it to the guitar.
Octopus drum parts. And so if I don't play it exactly like the track, they get really upset and say, hey, you're not playing it like the song.
Yeah, you're a complete fucker.
And And the discussion me and Mitchell were having last
Mitchell
week,
and I.
Mitchell, excuse me.
Sorry to be a grammar Nazi.
Mitchell does not believe that a song is ever fully written. What do you think about
Wait,
that?
what?
That's one.
A song is
Finished.
never done.
A song is never finished.
Yeah, but he kind of skipped from point A to point B. So like
B,
the, fir-
right?
the first thing. Well,
No, I'm
that's
just fucking
what
with
I'm
you.
saying. So the first thing he was referring to was we were talking about, you know, in every band you have a coordinator. There's typically a band
Right.
leader, and that the guy who brings, you know, probably the majority of the song practice.
Mhm.
And our discussion was, I said, you know, in the different bands that we played in, when Phil shows up, the shit's already written. It's already been done. So they just say, play this. Don't perf. And I said, the bands that I've been in, when we get together, I let everybody bring what they want to the table. So, you know, it's not written. Nothing's written in stone ever, you know, as far as I'm concerned. But Phil said that, no, he disagrees. He says, once it's written, that's the way it's intended to be played. And I said, no, because you could take a song written at any point in time and always build upon it or improve upon it. Whether it's
You
now
could,
or
absolutely.
in the future. So
You could.
that was the first thing that you know, we kind of disagreed on. That if you present a song to Phil, he considers it done. If you present a song to me, I'm like, cool, let's evolve it. Let's, you know.
But if
progress it a
that's the
little bit.
case, then over the years, that song will never be finished, and you're constantly moving.
No, that's
forward.
that's what we're saying. Like, you know, you could have.
But I understand what you're saying.
Like, you could record a song, right, and that
Right.
and play it on the radio.
Mhm.
That's considered to me one version of that song, and that might be a very, you know, great representation of the all the potential that song have. But you know, members switch out.
I see
other
what
people
you're
come to the
saying.
band, they bring new things to the band. Like, for example, you may go see a band playing concert. And there's, you know, 20 people on the stage. You know, you didn't hear those chords recording, or you didn't hear this guy playing slide guitar. It's these trumpets.
The
You know,
xylophone.
the xylophone. They're doing
Triangle.
something different. You know, they got 20 people on the stage now. They've expanded upon the song to try to keep it, you know, not interesting, not for the band members, but also for the audience that's probably hearing the song 50,000 times by now. So that's just one example. The other thing.
And on the same token, you're not going to rewrite Master of Puppets.
No.
You know,
you like the way it is, right? But
right.
You can go on YouTube and there's like 50,000 bands who've covered it a different way with a.
But they've even redone one of
you
their
know,
own songs.
Rewritten.
Rewrote it in nothing but acoustic. Metallica. I absolutely hated it. You know, it sounded like shit. I didn't like it. But I see what you're saying, and where you can build off of it. Like, because I've thought about going back to the original 4-song EP that Insignia has done. There's a lot of good riffs that can be reworked and put into a way better lineup and construction, and make so much of a better song because we were so elementary. You know, that's our first thing we ever recorded, and it could be way better, and we could do way different. But at the same time, it's also a staple of that's who we were at that time. That's what we were doing. You know, why rewrite history kind of thing.
So to bring it back home, I think what Bill was trying to get at was, if you want to re-record those songs today that you were just talking about,
right?
And you have this new bass player, whoever he may be, but he can bring something way more to the song. It's a high probability you might change the songs a little bit. You just now even said there's things that you probably like to.
Oh, fuck,
so
a
the
shit
songs were
ton.
not written in stone when back then when you recorded them. They can be improved upon to be performed or re-recorded now with new members. Who, if you're playing to their strength, are bringing something to the table to make the song better.
So, and I'll be honest, this is probably where it comes into being egotistical or being not willing to let go of power, I guess you would say. Certain songs, I would say, no. That's exactly how I pictured it in my head. I don't want to change it. I don't want to change it whatsoever. I'm sorry. Let's work on something that something completely new, and you have way more input on it. But some songs, like, I just feel are just complete 100%, and I wouldn't want to change it. However, at the same time, I feel that same way about 86. I wouldn't change that song at all, but I've changed that solo 3 times, if not 4 times. So I guess I understand. I kind of understand what you're saying, and I've never come to that on 86 a definitive end for that song, like having solo. That's it. That's what I'm going with. But the song itself, I wouldn't change it. I don't want to change it. Same thing with Burial Shrouds. I wouldn't touch it.
So if
I
you
wouldn't
had
fucking
a new
move
bass player, like if you had a top-notch professional metal bass player join recording the song, you're going to tell him to play the songs exactly how to play them.
No, I would say that the progression of the song, the construction of the song, is not going to change. You put your twist of your instrument on that song, because I'm not the bass player. You're the bass player. I'm not going to tell you how to play bass.
That's what I told Phil. I was like, you're the drummer. You bring your strengths to the table.
Correct.
I feel that's the only way you can play together.
I would only give him
at your best.
Like him and Jared, I would only say, like, hey man, I think we should do this for this part or whatever. That would be it. And because I'm not the drummer. I'm not the drummer. He's the fucking drummer. Back then I was probably way more of a dickhead about it. Like, no, you fucking suck. You need to listen to how I do it. Even though I can't do it behind the kit, you need to do it how I'm saying I'm do it. But I think for the majority of it, would say, Phil, you do what you want to do on drums, but let's have a collective understanding of how the song is progressing and where it's going.
Sure.
So we get an idea on it.
Let me give you guys some insight of what that means on my end. Because look, if you come at me with a song, right, and you have a structured song, guitars only, and I put my drums to it, I'm going to do what I know how to do and what I'm good at doing, right? And I'm going to put guitar or drum parts to it that I'm really solid at. I'm not going to do things that I don't know how to do. So if he writes like a programmed drum part that I don't know how to do but sounds incredible, and I learn how to do it, it makes everything better, right? It makes everything 10 times better because I learned how to do that.
And you just open yourself up to something
and
new.
I spend the hours putting in the work,
right,
trying to figure that part out. Because look, let's be honest, you're gonna do nobody. Hey, I got a question. There's a fucking plane.
Look, I got yelled at for slamming my hands on the table.
There's a plane full of small children.
Well, we gotta talk about small children.
You don't know how to fly a plane.
Hashtag
you don't know how
save
to fly
the children.
a plane. You're not a certified pilot. You don't know how to fly a plane. Are you going to try to fly that plane? Answer the question.
I ain't gonna fly no my fucking plane, but I know how to fly a band.
Are you gonna fly the plane, Mitchell?
Planes can fly themselves.
Yeah, it's like autopilot. I think there's a switch.
All right, you're missing the point.
No, I guess I get where you're going.
You're not gonna try to fly that plane because there's a great chance that you're gonna crash and kill everyone on the plane. I'm not gonna do anything that I don't know how to do, right? So
see, and that's what Phil right there on what he was talking about, and that's where Phil and I clashed heads a long time ago. And
I think it comes down to who you're working with.
Well, it was we had big heads about it, and a long time ago, Phil said, "Why the fuck do I need to practice a blast beat if I already know how to do it?" And that's when him and I got into the biggest thing ever and stopped working together for a couple years, and because I had a big head about myself. He had a big head about himself. Same, just fucking clashing. You know what I mean? But as far as letting the drummer do what the drummer's going to do, let the bassist do what the bassist is going to do. Now, whoever's writing the song, okay, bring that in. And,
you have to have
be
guidance.
open to interpretation, like somebody else saying, well, hey, and that's where Phil eventually started to open up and say, well, hey, what about instead of doing this, we do this? Maybe try to start to mix it up a little bit. Like, okay. yeah, okay, now we're starting to operate like a fucking band, you know, instead of this is the damn James and Lars show, you know. Which is pretty much what it always was with me.
It's a careful balance because there's a lot to benefit from having someone with an over-encompassing vision, like one person that's like, I got a vision.
And that was my problem.
Like, follow me. And there's something that can be great about that. And then there's something that can be great about, like, bouncing things around.
Yeah,
Jesus,
well, look, you have to have look.
Whoopsie.
A great thing.
It has to be an open forum for everybody to be able to share their input. At least in a functional band.
But my point,
when it comes to working on original material.
Just my point is there's always like a spectrum of that, you know, where there's like the one man show and then there's everyone contributes and there's everything in between, and
you always have your quote unquote main cat, you know, and your main cat, like, not, you know, for a while, like Phil had it in his head that was him. He was a front man. He had to have, you know, that persona within himself. So he wanted to take charge in what was going on. And at the same time, don't shake your head no.
I've never.
Don't shake your
Full
head
disclaimer,
no.
I've always taken a back seat.
Bull. Yeah.
I've been proud.
You tried to be the HNIC a lot of times. But I try to do the same thing.
And he does a really good job of that, too.
If we go way back far enough when we were younger, everybody had that.
When he steps up to do that, he does a great job of doing that. I've seen him do that in several bands.
And it was the same thing with me, too. I was trying to do the same thing. And that was... I never lacked because that was awesome, but, you know. And that was the same thing with me. I was always like, hey, I'm the dude that's gonna wrangle this shit up. These are the songs I'm bringing to the table. We're doing these.
I always
songs,
felt like you were the creative when we were younger, and you and me worked together, like out the gate.
Right.
You were the first person I worked with musically, and so, like, and I always felt like you were the creative, like you were the generator, and I would always help with, like, you
were
would
definitely
be in a room,
backbone,
and
big
we
time.
would be like, and I would be like, why don't you take that thing you were playing and that other thing
and
you were
move
playing,
it.
and we'll play it like this.
Arrangement was a big thing with Chip.
The song would be done, and like 95.5% of the riffs would be you.
And we could do that
shit we would sit there
in a day.
Create a little song, you know,
and do it in a day.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought was awesome. That's what I loved about playing music. And over time, I've realized, like, dude, I need to just let go of the fucking reins. Like, I'm trying to hold everybody, you know.
Well, I can understand that
length.
because in years since then, I've become more of a writer in music.
And you probably feel the same way.
And I realized, the first thing I realized when I started writing, because my first handful of bands I was in, I wasn't a writer. I was like a musician. That was kind of like part of the band, playing that role. So I had a lot of time experience doing that before I was actually a writer, creator. Music. Since I've been doing that, I understand from that perspective now, and like what
you don't want it to get
because you
have
have an idea, because you hear it, and then you have you're hearing all the other parts of the song created, and when people start putting stuff in that's not that, you're like, you know,
and that's you start to lose the identity of the band at that point.
That can be a good thing too, because if you have multiple inputs, it can be a great thing, or
it could be a bad thing.
It could dilute a good idea.
And you could start straying on a completely different path and no longer sounding like what you were.
And then make it worse for not having that vision.
So that's what I mean. I'm agreeing. As far as writing riffs and stuff, you know, Chip and I were really great at that, and like I would start.
You worked well together.
Very much so. Writing riffs. Man. And then Chip would be like, dude, instead of doing that, do this. Instead of, dude, that riff's awesome, but put it here instead. Like, and he was great at helping me arrange stuff.
That's what I figured out.
For the most part.
I was better at that, coming up with
stuff. So really right now you should take this opportunity to put a shout out for auditions for bass player for Purity Undone.
Rhythm guitar
are currently being entertained. No, I thought Chip's gonna play guitar.
Well,
that's what I was saying. He would be.
You just need a fucking bass player.
I could play bass or guitar.
No.
Vocalist. Bass player and vocalist.
If we played together, he'd be rhythm guitar. I'm not gonna play in a band with him if he's playing bass.
I think you guys need to calm down.
I need you to just stay in your corner.
No, we get fired up here now. So
We're still trying to undo all the years of frontman syndrome that Phil has.
He's still getting upset.
Phil has all these years of frontman syndrome that we're trying to undo.
No, let me tell you what I'm good at.
He's still a front man.
Let me tell you what I'm good at.
Oh, please do. We're all fucking tingling.
Everybody walk into.
Anyway, my bad. Go ahead, dude.
All right.
I'm not trying to be a dick
at.
or anything.
I am good at, and anybody
Ooh.
like, hey, don't touch him.
I'm not
No,
trying
this is
to.
a very professional, high level.
It's yeah.
I got a 6-pack
that
of
works
Coke
great.
in my $8,000 refrigerator.
Coke?
Around the beers out here.
Yeah, I got
from
Coca-Cola.
Phil's.
I got
Oh,
6-pack
Coca-Cola.
I got some hard seltzer. In the
No,
thing.
I drink these. Remember, I'm getting
Oh, yes.
sponsored.
Only
if you could,
Voodoo
I'm
Ranger.
getting, yeah, Voodoo Ranger.
Voodoo Ranger.
I'm getting sponsored
Let's
eventually.
plug that here.
You'll
Juicy Haze.
What are you good at, Phil?
Let me tell you guys.
Juicy Haze.
What
is
you
I'm
guys
good
need to
at.
understand, and this is like anybody that plays music or whatever, plays with a lot of different people. You need to understand. Tim understands it. Chris understands it. I think he probably doesn't. But you need to understand. There has to be one driving creative force.
Doesn't have to be though.
It could be multiple.
But it oftentimes is. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Phil.
It's very convoluted.
Oftentimes it is. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was
Look, he
rude of
puts
me.
himself
Go
in
ahead,
the corner.
sir.
He gets
Go
some
ahead.
time out.
Go ahead, sir.
Look,
Jesus.
there has to be one creative driving force. There can be inputs from over here. There can be inputs from over here. But there has to be. Now,
Jesus.
take your egos, put them in the back of the station wagon and listen to what I'm saying. There has to be one creative driving force. And you, at a lot of some points, if you're not that creative force, you need to recognize that, take a back seat, and compliment that force.
That's what you've done, right?
A lot of times, yeah, because
honestly,
I play drums. I'm not a songwriter.
Right. And
I'm gonna
I
go ahead
actually
and
wasn't
say
being a
that-
dick about it.
I'm going to go ahead and say that I agree with Phil on this one.
Everybody,
Thank you.
everybody has a part
But-
to play. It's just like
but-
a movie.
But there is
Everybody has
input.
a part to play.
There's a lot to be
Jesus.
said.
Man, come on, contain that thing,
This-
dude.
Yeah,
Why-
throw that
Like
away.
tighten a screw or something. What the fuck is
Dude,
going on?
I
You just broke
Fell off the
everything.
table.
paid $13 for that, dude. You gotta.
Jesus, that was an Amazon Prime order,
Oh
and
my
you just
God.
completely
Just hold the mic. Just hold
It's
it.
completely broken.
What a disaster.
attach it to your penis.
Hey, I brought my mic stand. I'll switch the mic stand out.
Look, here's a mic stand.
I have a mic stand. I'll just put it on.
I'm getting ready to have to take a leak again.
Oh boy.
How much longer? We got at least another hour, right?
We can do
Yeah,
it as long as we want to.
all right,
There is
that's-
no rules.
It's
I
It's our
wanna-
show.
I want to stick around for a
People
while
can listen
because we have
to
yet
every
to get
damn word I have
into
to say.
what the fuck. I was gonna try to straighten out this whole goddamn timeline thing.
Guys,
Straighten it out. There's one thing that you didn't hit on, or we kind of touched upon it a little bit, but I just kind of like wanted to point out, like, you know, because we've mentioned Love Stories in a few times,
Oh yeah.
and I wanted to point out that you know, you were in the band, Phil was in the band,
Yeah.
and I mean, I was for
I was
a
in the
second, but not as long as you guys.
I consider myself the number 2 to Clint in Love Stories End.
You're
as
always
far
What are you
as-
talking about?
You're number two.
yeah.
I mean,
Come on, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that.
fucking
when we're
single
talking about
creative
Love Stories
forces.
End, yeah.
Dude, that drove me bananas.
Well, can I say something?
That drove me
I
bananas.
mean, well, I guess you all did your tours, you know, in that band.
I
It's,
didn't.
You know, your training ground and that.
Go ahead, Chip. You were trying to say something.
Yeah, go ahead, Chip. You got
One
the
of my
floor.
biggest mind fucks.
Camera is like way in your face.
This is
You gotta take that.
This
personal.
is really intense.
This is so awkward.
Oh,
right,
boy.
right in your house.
I'd like
right
to see
here.
this guy's Google history.
Jesus. I don't even want to read it out loud.
Can't. Banned in 9 countries. But
It's like a Faces of Death video.
Come on, Jesus, spit it out.
Come on, Charlie.
and now I forgot what I was gonna say.
What Love Stories in?
Yeah, that's right.
You were
Oh,
number 2?
The biggest mind effort that I ever heard was that you were playing with Love Stories End. After all
Yeah.
we glossed over some of the history earlier when we were talking about Bad Blood and going our separate ways, and Seppuku versus Love Stories In. We could do a whole chapter of that.
I don't know if you want to do a versus, but
that's like one of those Metallica versus Megadeth feuds.
You're taking a Pepsi fucking challenge, Jeff. Okay,
that's the Love Stories In versus.
There's no way. There's no way
on the Gulf Coast
that battle is like Love Stories In. I played Love Stories In,
but it blew my mind to hear that you were playing in Love Stories.
I liked playing the songs. I never played. I think we played maybe one or two songs off of that first album, Phil.
No, we played a lot of.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did.
Lexi War Tribe. Yeah,
no, we played a lot.
Because
we played at least 3 or 4.
Because we played a lot off of the new thing, and I wrote one song for the new album, and it was actually an old Insignia song.
It was a good song.
An Insignia
I didn't
song.
realize that. Really?
Well,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
and
I know the song.
I got super pissed later because once again, ego. I write a song, we go in, record it come out, and then I hear it at the end, and it's completely fucking different. And
like we were talking about.
Not working together as a band, and it's just hey, Clint's gonna make an executive decision, and his whole argument was, well, I paid for recording. I don't give a rat's ass who paid for what. If we're going to be a band, we're going to be a band. That's how we should do things.
But you weren't a band. That's going exactly back to what.
Right.
Phil
I wish I would have known that.
One singular
we weren't a band.
In that arrangement.
Yeah.
It's a Clint Hagler project.
He's the creative. He's that singular force.
Yeah, definitely in that band.
Because in that configuration, you are the second guitarist playing in the parts that have already been written. You're just performing somebody else's shit that's already been played.
The first guitarist.
So to make it a full picture here, you go to record that album and you contribute one song with writing credits on. Out of
incorrect.
What, it was like
incorrect.
12 songs.
Incorrect. There was no writing credits. So instead, he said all songs written by Love Stories In. So if anybody knows,
I don't think so. I believe in the liner credits, he gives you credit for writing that.
But it says all songs written by Love Stories In. So in that meaning, if I wanted to, I could go out and play any Love Stories In song live and make money off of it because I was in the band.
No, sir.
What?
Yes.
No, sir.
Yes, absolutely.
No, that's not how that works. It's not.
Y'all need to look that up because y'all are wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm absolutely because I was in the band at that time.
It doesn't, dude. The band's a fucking rotating door of musicians.
Dude,
for like 20 years. You're one of like.
Go look at the
guitars.
insert of the album. It says who's guitar player? Chris Heyman. Songs written by Love Stories In. Well, who the fuck was the guitar player? Who was the drummer? Who was the singer? Who was the bass player?
No,
that doesn't mean.
That's
anything.
how that works.
That has to do with like publishing rights.
No. Because if that's the case, then I have a lawsuit for about $34 that I need for CDs for a song that I wrote and never got credit for. So that's how that works. If I wanted to, I can go and play those songs live, and you can't stop me.
You can, you can play those songs live, but
and make money.
You're gonna have to pay Clint royalty fees.
No, I won't.
Yeah,
not live. Only recorded, not live. I guarantee you.
But look,
I guarantee.
How do you go play cover songs? You're gonna pay a band for playing a Jesus Christ, Chip? Are you gonna pay a band money for playing a cover song?
Yes.
No.
So there are copyrights in place for that now.
You cannot get charged to play a cover song. You do not have to pay somebody to do that. And especially if you are right. If you're not,
he's talking about he's gonna play songs that Clint wrote.
No,
I'm like because he was in the band. So
well, if you play at a venue,
I don't understand why you do that to begin with.
I wouldn't. I'm saying if I wanted to, I could.
Okay.
But this is also my song.
I think we're off track here.
No. This is also my song that I wrote. So are you telling me?
Yeah, we're talking
wait, hold on.
Your song in recording that album.
If I go and re-record my song that I wrote on a different album, you mean to tell me I'm going to get sued for my own song?
Yes.
Can't happen. Because
I don't think so because
it can't.
I'm pretty sure he gave you writing credits for that because I know out
He
of
didn't.
all the songs on the
It
album,
was all written by Love
he
Stories
said
In.
that you guys that was the only song that you brought to the table for that recording session.
No, not in the writing credits.
Love
It
Stories-
says written by Love Stories In.
Yeah, and Clint owns that name. And
Well, I don't think- I don't
you
think
put
the name
that
has
song
anything
on
to
that
do with
name.
it.
But
right?
you are part of Love Stories In
I have
on
no
that
right-
album.
I have no rights to that music.
On that album, yes, you do.
He
No,
owns
He
the name.
include-
he doesn't. Nobody,
Yes, he
Nobody
does.
has rights to any of that music except
I wish
Clint.
you would look this up.
Clint's
no,
the only one that's filed the
no,
copyright
it would say Clint.
documents for those songs.
It would say Clint Hagler owns this. He can't own
Hey.
something that I wrote.
I have to
Yes,
agree
he
with Chris on this one.
Whoa,
don't
we're
know about
split
that.
50-50?
I've heard
Oh, we
of
split.
I've
Did
heard
You
of,
can't do
Clint,
that.
Did Clint write his
I've
own
heard
part
of-
for that song? I'm sure he did.
I've heard of big time bands doing this before, where like if you give writing credits to the band versus an individual. That's why, like, if you look up like
That's what happened
if
with
you look up like
Nevermind.
All You Need Is Love or something, it says like John Lennon. You know, it doesn't say the Beatles
Or any Metallica song,
You know,
it's James and
or
Kurt.
something. Yeah,
you
That's
know,
exactly
or
what
it's
happened
like
with
James
Nirvana.
and
But
Lars.
then there's certain bands that it's like, and it might be like, I think Tool is an example of a band like this, possibly. if I
Nirvana.
remember.
Yeah,
And,
that's what
or
Kurt
Nirvana
Cobain did.
too.
Yeah.
Where it's like every single song it says written by Nirvana,
Kurt Cobain,
like, or whatever,
yeah.
or
and
like
he
the whole
changed
band.
it, and then his income tripled
Uh,
because of that.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, because
and the other guys are like,
credits.
"Well, fuck us."
But
That's
if
not
the
happening on
songwriting
Love
credits
Stories.
are the band, then whoever was in the band.
No, it's
I'm
whoever.
saying if the songwriting, if it says song written by, and then it has the band's name,
And you were a member of that
I
band.
feel
No.
like that band gets the songwriting.
Contractually,
credit.
if you remember that band, but contractually, he is the band.
Incorrect.
That's what I'm saying.
Incorrect.
Contractually, what?
Contractually, everybody in the
Are
band
you
is the
talking about
band.
contracts that you signed before performing.
Exactly.
He didn't sign
Or
it. He
are you
didn't sign
talking about
anything.
in the copyright documents that he filed?
Which he falsely did because that was my song that I wrote.
gotta
You
prove
can't
that,
copyright.
You got to prove that.
I have a recording from like 7 years before that that
I'm
would
pretty
say.
sure he would not detest or contest.
No, I would, and I
that-
wouldn't
that,
think he would be
you
that
know.
much of a dick anyway. I'm not trying to go take it.
I mean,
I recorded
I
for
remember
that
him
album for a
telling me
reason.
You contributed writing that
Right,
song.
and I wrote it for that. I
But
put
was
that
the
on that
only
album
song
for a
that
reason.
The band wrote
if,
together.
If songwriting credits say written by Love Stories In, is that what it says?
Yes.
Or,
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
then I feel like I'm no lawyer and I don't know, but I feel like I do know for a fact that the songwriting credits is what it comes down to. And who
Right.
gets royalties.
Right. So I could go and play that shit ever much. I could play all of those songs because I was a member of Love Stories.
But you can
In.
play the songs even.
No.
No, it doesn't even
That's
matter.
100% false.
The reason
No,
you-
it's not.
Well, the reason you
100%.
can play all the songs is because venues are responsible for that. That's what comes in the cover band territory. If you can,
Anybody can
that's
play.
why the all nighters
Live, you
can
cannot
play
get
Guns N'
charged.
Roses at a bar because those bars pay a fee.
Live, you cannot get
royalties.
charged for that
Yeah,
unless you are going on as
that's what I'm
I
saying.
am Love Stories In.
Yeah.
But you could say, "Hey, I'm playing these Love Stories In songs."
It's kind of irrelevant because you would never do that.
I wouldn't.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
But
right.
it was just a point I'm trying to prove.
Yeah,
You know what
the
I
only
mean?
thing we're pointing out is that you contributed one song in a writing session of what was it, 10, 12 songs, something like that?
Yeah.
You know, like, so we're talking about the creative force, there being a singer.
And he was
He's the
missing a
creative-
song.
he's the
I
creative
added one.
force. Yeah. So he's writing all the fucking material. Everybody's just
Right.
showing up playing the parts. But there's one song that you have the opportunity to contribute on.
Correct.
And then the next thing, you're like, I'm out, man.
No,
you know.
no. So it didn't fly like that. It wasn't that I was just like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out. I'm kind of, but not really. But so we would play shows. He was upset a lot of times that I had my solid state crate head. He didn't like the sound of it, so I was using the the JSX, which is the same head I have
You need
now.
to get that metal zone, bro.
Yeah.
You want to get that love story.
You don't know what kind of tone you get till you got a fucking orange ass metal zone
Don't
hooked
be
up.
knocking the metal zone. You can get
The
some-
world's
you can get-
worst
you can
pedal
get
other
some
than the
good,
Digitech death metal pedal.
Get some good sound with that pedal.
Hey, Chip, put the camera on me.
Get that metal zone,
All right.
Phil.
This is
No,
what
no.
it is.
But anyway,
no,
hold
get
on.
together.
Cameron Mitchell.
No, he's no.
hold on.
Let him finish the story. He's talking about the cabs.
so-
I remember hearing this story.
So the whole thing was me bringing my head. He wanted the tube sound. Fine, I agree with that. I thought it sounded
I
a
like
lot
tube
better.
distortion sounds, dude.
Yeah, and I own the same head now. I have the JSX head. That's like the
That's a good
fucking
one.
epitome
That's a good one.
of epicness. You know, you had pretty much a similar thing to Triple X, PV Triple X.
I have a 6505 now.
Oh yeah,
that
that's
shit.
nice. I just got. All right. Anyway, got wet a little bit. I want Chip to come over here.
Well, I have the 6505.
Come clean me up.
Mini head, dude. It's a tube, all tube.
But
6505.
so what happened was, and then all of a sudden he started getting pissed about it. He said, "Well, I'm always bringing my heads. You know, you're only bringing your Randall cab." Like, yeah, I understand that. You know, we have an understanding about that. You know, the sound doesn't sound right. Well, he started, you know, kind of bitching at me for it. So I really took offense to that. I was like, I'll bring my fucking head, no problem. It'll play music. I will sound awesome.
Yeah.
I can make it sound good.
You can tweak it live and
So
have a good sound live.
wait.
You know?
You're saying like, okay, he has this JSX head that he would prefer.
And then he used the Triple X.
Because it's a tube head, right? Yeah, and he
Mhm.
used Triple X. So he's like, he wants you to play on the JSX. What you're saying?
Correct.
And you're just going like,
And
cool,
then he got tired of
I'll-
me using it. He didn't want me using it anymore because I was using his equipment, which I can totally respect. Dude, that
So
shit's
then you
not cheap.
So then you say, cool. If you're tired of having to load 2 amps, I'm going to bring my own amp head.
No,
Which-
I would. I mean, it's not like just him having to lug it. You know, I mean, fuck, Phil and I would be the one loading up everything anyway. You know, or Phil if I said fuck Phil and he would load everything. But it would be us loading everything up anyhow. It was just a fact of I was using his equipment. He was kind of getting tired of it because I'm putting so much use on it. And I was like, okay, look, either you want me to, you know, play or you don't. And I think the last straw was when we got copies of the album. We each got 10 copies we could give to whoever. We were playing a show. Used to be a Mexican restaurant on Highway 90. It's been so many different bars and Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we were playing that joint, and we're out in the parking lot, and Clint come out, and he's like, look, I didn't give you all these to just hand out at a fucking show, because Phil gave out like 3 of them. He's like, well, these are my copies. I'll do whatever the fuck I want with it. Yeah, the CD of the album.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll do whatever the fuck I want with them. I was, me too. I'll throw them out in the street if I want to. He's like, well, that shit needs to come to an end. I was like, you know what? This is coming to an end. I'm fucking done, dude. I'm rolling out. Yeah, I don't, you know. And honestly, I joined that really out of desperation because I was getting depressed because I wasn't playing live anymore.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you because I'm very surprised that you joined.
I did that because I was wanting to be
knowing you from
active.
That's what I was saying earlier.
and then knowing him, like you are 2 totally different kinds of people.
But I understand
I
what you're
don't
saying
see
though.
working well
with
together
just
at
playing
all.
live.
It's too egotistical fucking head slashing.
Well,
You're used to writing. You're used to writing
You are a
versus,
creative force, and he's a
yeah.
creative force.
Right,
There's
and we
not-
had different paths.
There's definitely no room in that configuration
Right.
for another creative force. So for you to bring anything to the table is out of the question.
It was, and for me to try to add any leads or anything, I was like, dude, I could spice this shit up, man. He's like, yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
You know, I wrote the song, and that's the way the song goes. I'm like, okay. So I tried to pull the same shit with my song. I was like, no, the song's written the way it is. That's that. And he went and added, some shit to it. Whatever. Fine. But I just got pissed off at the fact that, like, I thought we were doing the band thing. We weren't doing.
It's not a band.
No, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Like, we should just put a first and last name on a fucking title and say it's the Clint Hagler show or it's the Chris Heyman
Told you.
show.
Not every band operates as a band.
No, and we honestly didn't for a long time. Insignia Sepulchre, we didn't. And eventually, when it came to Purity Undone, we actually started to evolve like fucking cavemen, and finally started to work together as a team. And it took a while for us to actually start doing that. But
look, I see your side of things because I feel like I'm very aware of how your brain works. Is that fair?
You're very animated.
Is that fair? Even though there might be some smooth parts of your brain.
There's a couple smooth parts. There's some spots that don't work straight up.
And for the record, I 100% understand from Clint's perspective because he fronted money, this baby.
Get that part of it.
I get that. So
I get that part of it. I'm not gonna knock him on that.
no.
I mean,
That's
it's
a
almost,
shit
it's
ton of
almost
money.
like you were the studio musicians for
Right.
that album, and he's
Right.
like,
Absolutely.
okay, well, we'll do one track where you're contributing.
Absolutely.
Well, he straight up said, I wanted this song, I wanted this album to have this many songs, but I'm missing one. And I said, well, I think I have one from way back in the day that we could add. And if it works for you, we could use it.
Right.
But I always had the intention in my brain of it's going to stay intact. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Other than, I worked with Clint, and he added this breakdown at the end. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, whatever. But it was the when nobody was there. It was almost like some kind of monster DVD is like, y'all are like doing shit behind my back and whatnot, making decisions. I got all fucking butthurt about it.
You said you brought an Insignia song to the table, and he needed to make it sound like a Love Stories In song.
True, I understand that. I just wish the communication was there, and that's what was the biggest lack, was that there wasn't communication, and it was just the understanding of, that's what it is, and you fall in line, and I don't like that.
And for the record, we all 100% respect the shit out of Clint, because I had some solid times with that dude.
Oh no, I don't have anything against
Mitchell. I know.
I love you, Clint.
Times.
Other than
Clint
he's just
never
a
sees
big
this or
dick.
watching.
No, I'm just kidding, but
For sure.
No, we're talking about
Oh,
band
Tim.
dynamics. We're
Hey,
not
Tim.
talking about
What up, man?
he's a quality guy. I mean, he's getting ready to be a dad. He's as good as you can get. But like in a band, it's different. Because the friendships
We're
get
talking
left
about that
to the side, and we're talking about band dynamics. We're talking about creative forces and how that affects the band dynamics. Just like you're saying, when you show up, is shit already written, or do I need to fucking figure out my parts? Here's my parts that I think would work well for this.
Yeah.
Or is some fucking dickhead going to say, no, I want you to play it like this, or I want you to play it like the fucking program, the drum program. Right? It depends on who you're working with.
I've had that idea with Phil when we started back at Purity Undone, because we went on such a long hiatus.
Watch what the fuck you're about to say.
Man, fuck
first
you.
of all,
I'm gonna say what
watch
I'm
your
gonna say.
mouth.
Purity Undone ended much like Insignia ended.
I'll flip this table over right now.
No, straight up.
I'll flip this table over right now.
I always tried to program drums, even when we hadn't been playing for years. And I was living in Colorado. I programmed.
We got Tim in the chat.
To the way.
I'm about to fight somebody, dude.
Shut up, dude.
You can fact
What's the dispute?
I programmed it the way that Phil would play the drums, because we weren't even talking at the time. You know what I mean? When I was in Colorado, we weren't really talking that much. It wasn't until right before I moved back that we started to rekindle anything. When we got back, we started to re-record. And why do you keep making these weird faces?
This is when you came over.
Wish I knew what was up with that.
I made
came over and because I was talking to you about doubler pedals.
Right? Yeah.
And I brought the pedals. I was like, "Oh man, check this out for when you do your."
No, we
leads
were
and-
being gear
Right,
faggots
yeah,
at
yeah,
that
yeah.
point.
I
Yeah,
don't think you can say that on the Phil show.
you could say it.
It's, all ages.
Well, I'm talking about you and I. I'm not talking about other people being faggots. So
It's
you
your
and I being
camera.
Oh
faggots.
my god!
Fix your camera, Chip.
I'm just saying.
Long story short,
You just-
Mitchell, summarize this whole thing.
I gotta
for us.
piss again.
Go pee, Chris.
No, you know what happens when I go pee?
Yeah, we're gonna talk shit.
You talk shit.
Oh, we got in the chat. Tim says, "Program them damn drums."
Program them damn drums.
Dude.
Gotcha.
Laugh my ass off. I programmed the show, the drums.
Don't
but
need to program them anymore. He says that's true.
I always programmed the way Phil played them, though. I didn't do anything
You're
when
a
I
liar.
did it.
you're a liar because I can't plan the way people.
Well, then you just suck
Man,
now.
Chip, if that goddamn mic stand
I'm gonna go
falls
pee.
one more time,
I'm gonna go pee.
Hey, dude, I'm trying. All right, there we go.
Y'all are stressing
We got
me
it.
out.
how late are we going?
I'm gonna take
professionals.
stress shit.
Hey, we can do whatever we want. It's our show.
It's only.
See, look,
I just wanted
do
to
this
touch.
camera
I
right
just thought
here.
it was
That's how I
kind
want
of
it.
Look, just
important
give
to
me
touch
a-
upon that you were all in that band at one point in time or another.
Give me a few minutes. I'll get back and I'll straighten all this shit because Phil doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
He's
So,
Chris
is going to set it straight after these
I'm about
messages.
to light it up.
Chris has got to go sit down and pee real quick.
But you and Chip,
Is he
I mean,
warm?
I've heard similar stories from you and Chip that they're just like Chris's, So yeah, I think Chris is on the mark.
Yeah, he is. I get
A
it.
lot of drunken fighting
I get it.
stories
But
from back in the day.
the main thing
is
with
really
it
what that all is.
is me is like, like a lot of these like problems and shit that everybody's having and has had. If you just sit down and talk, put the goal out there and talk about it and talk it out.
Mitchell says no.
Yeah, I respectfully,
Maybe.
Mitchell's wrong.
Maybe
If you-
with some people,
it's
but not
all-
with everybody.
it's
love
all-
conquers all.
No,
I say.
it's all communication. It's
You
all
talking about with
communication.
band members?
Yes, the whole 9
No.
yards.
Yeah, communication, man.
We just
we
talked
got to
about this
understand each other.
with Chris for like 30
Right.
minutes about egos and creative control. No, you cannot sit down with someone who
But once
wants
again, you have to
to
know your
own
place.
creative control over every aspect of the song. You're banging on a fucking wall. You're hitting your head up against a wall. You're kicking a dead horse. You're not going to get anywhere. You're just
Okay.
going to be was that not your issue
One size doesn't
with
fit all. Hey,
that band?
it depends on the situation. There's
No,
a
that
different,
wasn't my issue.
There's lots of different situations.
That wasn't
out
my
there.
issue. I understood my role in that situation. I understood what I was there to do. And when I was not on board to do that anymore, that's why I left. 100%. I knew exactly what I was there to do.
Or
To provide drum in a live situation. That's what I was there to do. And that's what I did. Look, we need to stay on the positive side of this fucking podcast.
yeah.
If we're gonna get $100 million
No.
Spotify contract,
Well, I mean, we're we're getting to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, this is what this is all about, is getting into
no,
things
this is
like
what we
this.
want. What
But no, I'm just having fun. I don't know about y'all.
No, the
I'm
last
having a
10
great
minutes
time.
is exactly what we want, because a lot of this stuff gets lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of this stuff gets lost over the years, and
Lost
there's
in
no
time.
database to talk about
Just
this
to
stuff.
talk. It's like Joe Rogan always said, it gives you a reason to sit down and talk for an extended period of time
Right,
with
this is-
friends and talk about when do you take a time out to just talk.
Right. And like
With no
Jo-
jamming, no nothing. just
Johnny Appleseed, the guitar player, right? You've never met him. You never met him. If I tell you he's a piece of shit, you're gonna have an outlook on him that he's a piece of shit. But if we get him right here and talk to him, that might change, right?
Good.
And it's documented
Might open
forever,
your
so
minds.
other people can see if that guy's a piece of shit. That's what we're doing here. Chris isn't back yet because he sits down. And he
He's-
pees out of his
He has
butt.
to,
Unbelievable.
he has to wipe a few times.
And he hates me because my dad gave me a pack of toilet paper, single ply, and I get it. Like, it sucks, dude. It'll tear. Like, right when you grab it, it starts tearing. And my thing was,
My dad called that John Wayne toilet paper. It's rough and tough and don't take shit off of nobody.
well, my thing was just double it up, right? But it's not the same. You got to buy the good
No,
shit.
you gotta
dude.
get good shit.
And I fucked up
Get
with
that
that.
Charmin.
Well, I think we're gonna put a banana peel around this and wrap it up.
Yeah. Wrap
Chip,
it.
you got anything you want to close with?
It's been a lot of fun. Been a good one. Glad to for the listeners that are hanging in out there.
I like how you just completely like fuck the guest.
Yeah.
We're gonna fucking close this out.
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Fuck you, Chris.
We can do what we want. That's the whole thing about going online. You're running the show. But I had a lot of fun talking. All of the guests out there, hopefully hearing the audio clearer this time. We figured that out tonight. That was a good milestone.
Yeah, we're gonna keep getting better.
We're working on the technical aspects of this show. We're gonna get music back in it because that's the heart of all of this with us is playing music and doing music, and I think hopefully next time we'll get that working, or we can play some live music for everybody. And there you go.
I think Chris wanted to talk a little bit more after he gets back.
Jason Voorhees is very concerned about our guest of tonight.
Well, while he's gone, Mitchell, do you have anything you want to say before we go?
About what?
About
Jason Voorhees. Jason.
About anything.
I love Jason Voorhees.
Anything about machetes or summer camps or
Never been to a summer
teenage lovers that you really love to just chop them up, that kind of thing. Choppy.
I have a question. When's the last time either one of you's been in a fucking fist fight?
Oh, dude, I have a great story for that because it's been a long time ago.
Let's hear it.
And it's a tie back to earlier tonight of James, of all people. James?
Yeah, I almost forgot to say something like
Flower James.
Chris talking about being in a band with James.
Yeah,
like they were so fucking shitty.
I was at a show. The last time I was in a fist.
They were fucking terrible.
This is last time I was in a fist fight. It was with him, someone else that I know. Some other people were there that we knew, but it was at a concert at the House of Blues, a metal show. And who was there? It was Guar and some death metal. It might have been Cannibal Corpse.
I wasn't there. I never seen Guar.
No, it was like Dying Fetus or some shit. It was some fucking brutal death metal show, right? And I remember James was there, and I was there with him and someone else. And anyway, this one of the death metal bands starts playing, and we're at the House of Blues, right? Before everybody knows this venue, and someone pushes our this dude just starts. Yeah, there's a mosh pit behind us. We're on the front row. I need to get by the microphone. We're on the front row at the House of Blues, New Orleans. A pit breaks out behind us. This dude comes up and just starts punching. He keeps slamming into James. No, that's what it was. It wasn't a pit. The people were slammed together anyway. Okay, this guy starts slamming in, like people are slamming into him, and he's pushing into James, and James kind of like pushing back. The guy starts punching him in the back of the head. Right, and I'm next to James, and I had been drinking, and I'm kind of drunk right now. We're at this death metal show, and he starts punching in the back of him. I grab the guy, or no, he goes and shoves the guy down, and as that guy gets shoved down, his friend, the guy's friend, jumps on James and starts going at him, trying to grab him, and I grab that guy in a headlock and start punching him in the face.
You punch a guy in the face?
Yeah.
Repeatedly?
No, these guys had jumped on James, right? And I grabbed one of them off. I think it was the first guy. The guy that started punching James, I grabbed him and started punching him. Another guy crash tackled both of us, and it was a brawl and a fucking death metal show at the House of Blues.
Who was playing? Who was playing?
And I want to say it was
Hatebreed.
I want to say it was Dying Fetus.
I wasn't there.
It was like I said, a metal show.
You talking about James?
I'm talking about James. We were talking. He said, "When's the last time you've been in a fist fight?" And then for me, it was at a metal concert at the House of Blues. I was there with James of all people and some other people we knew. And this guy started punching James in the back of the head. And then I grabbed the guy in a headlock and started punching him, and his friend got involved, and we all and James ended up falling down into the mosh pit. That's what I remember in my haze.
My favorite quote from James was that cattle decapitation show. And Marshall said, "That bass player's fat as fuck. I thought they were vegetarian." And James said, "Cake ain't meat, motherfucker."
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
Wow. That was awesome.
That was pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Cake ain't meat.
Sure.
But anyway, I don't know what you're
When's
doing.
the last fist fight you guys were in?
You ever been in a fist fight, Chris?
Both of y'all on the front porch of this house?
I'll tell you. No, I'll tell you about my last fist fight. But Chris, go ahead.
Because that happened.
What's the last fist fight you've been in?
Happened once upon a time.
Yeah, I don't really get in a fucking fist fights, but if you referring to that night, you want to know a really
that was
we
an
went to the
epic
Soul
night.
Kitchen
We
to
talked
see
about that on this podcast.
3 Inches of Blood, Divine Heresy, and Shadows Fall, and I got fucking hammered. And Tim and I were talking to one of the guitar players from Shadows Fall, not Jonathan. Drawing a blank on the other dude.
Yeah, they're the same.
We're talking
You
to
and
him.
me got shit faced at this show.
Dude.
You were ordering us double Jack and Cokes. You remember
That was
that?
awesome.
And you were giving me them because you were shit faced.
Yeah, and I gave
you got me shit faced.
I got a shot to Dino.
And we got
at the table.
You and me
At the
met
table.
him.
Yeah, we were talking to Dino, and I gave him a
and
shot.
we were both like, "Hey, man, yeah,"
and
we were
just
fucked up.
acting drunk as fuck. And I remember talking to the guitar player, like I said, of Shadows Fall with Tim, and I was like, "What's up, man?" I was like, "Hey, if you ever need an opening band, like, we're your fucking
And he was
guys."
so nice. He was like, "Yeah."
He's like, "Yeah, dude," and Tim's like, "Dude, just please ignore him."
Yeah.
And,
Party.
which was, and Tim Young walked by, but I didn't see because he walked under my line of vision because he was so fucking short. But, dude,
Sorry,
I remember
it's awesome.
so fucking hammered. We were driving back, and that's the night I threw your car into reverse.
Yes,
I tried to throw it
On
into
the I-10.
neutral,
I remember that.
and I was like, neutral! And I threw it in reverse, and the car just shut
We
the
had
fuck
to-
down.
I had to pull over on the side of I-10. on the
Thank God
bridge.
for safety features, because your tranny would have been laying
Oh,
on
yeah.
a fucking interstate.
It just shut down. Though.
Disclaimer: when you're doing 75 on the interstate, do not throw your
It
car.
did
Don't
do
do
like
that.
a jerking
Reverse.
motion. It did do a
doesn't
jerking motion.
work out.
But so the whole way back, you know, we always fucked with each other, and of course I'm hammered
This was all
drunk,
par for the course at this time.
and I'm fucking with Phil, like, dude, if it wasn't for your hands and feet, you would suck as a drummer.
yeah,
And like the whole ride, he's like, and
You're
Phil's
like,
like,
"Fuck
Chris,
yeah."
I'm really sick and tired of hearing it, and I just wouldn't fucking drop it. And I'm on that porch, and there wasn't a handrail there, and I got my eyes fucking closed. I'm just waving back and forth because I'm loaded, talking shit to Phil, and he just kicks open the door, comes out, and launches me off the porch like chest checks me, and I land on my ass with my hand.
Well, he had been talking shit to you all night.
Yeah, all
And
night.
He was talking shit.
I remember he called me.
As you got home, he was talking more shit.
I remember.
And you finally
You just
charged
snapped.
back out at the
Just
very end of the night.
shoved me off the porch, and I landed on my ass.
called
And
me a bitch. Or
Yeah.
something.
I didn't spill
It
my
was
drink.
something like that.
I didn't spill my drink. I'm proud of that. And I was like, that motherfucker just pushed me. And then here comes Phil, just like, huh? What? Huh? Just drooling out the mouth, like marching across the yard. You want to fucking go? And all I could do was fucking laugh. I'm like, dude, are we fighting? I don't understand. And you and Tim are like, dude, he's so fucked up. He doesn't even understand what the
Like,
fuck's going on.
It was a long
You know?
night. It was a long
Yeah.
night.
That was a long night for us all. I was
But
fucked
it-
up.
I wouldn't give it up.
I was the one driving home, and I was.
Yeah, you were hammered shit too.
I was probably the least hammered of all of us. That was
But you were
it
still
was one of
fucking
those-
hammered.
It was back in those days where the
The
least,
designated
the least
driver
hammered
only
guy-
stays
yeah,
only so hammered.
yeah.
I don't know how that works.
Early 20s logic.
I think I actually have a video, one of those mini discs that's not finalized, of my 21st birthday when I got loaded,
Shit.
and I had Jared, James, Chad Godin. Remember we were talking about him?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
wow.
hope I'm saying that dude's last name
Sounds
right,
familiar.
because
It's
I remember
pronounced Geode. I don't know.
Godin.
Yeah.
Gowden.
I don't know how to
Galden.
Golden. Roads.
Golden.
Rudes. But fucking because James used to have a shit fit if you said his last name wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's Hosick, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Hosick. I said
Hosick, yeah. And he would flip
fight
his
you,
shit.
yeah.
Rip James.
He would
man.
fight you.
He threw me across my own trailer, my
Rip
little
James.
single wide shitty trailer.
Yeah, back when you had money.
Yeah, I had a lot of money. I was paying, I think, $350 a month or
Bitch, I
something,
like
you know.
that. Look at Mitchell.
It was big money. I had to take out a loan. But anyway. We had the guy who loaned me to, rented the property out to me had 2 broke down cars on the property. And we just fucking annihilated them. There was a refrigerator out there. James picked up a refrigerator and threw it at me in front of one of the fridges. And on that video, you see like Jared's knee is just like ripped the fuck open from where he's mashed into a windshield. And there's just like piece of skin like this long just hanging off. And he's like yanking it. And I'm filming it. God. And I was like, dude, we got to cauterize the wound. Oh, God. So I got my cigarette. And I'm like, just pull the skin. Pull it. Oh, God damn it. And he's like, okay, just go. And I'm like, ah! Just mash my cigarette against the skin. It made no sense.
It does not work. It's like this is what they do in the movies.
It made no fucking sense. It's like I think that's what House would have done. Made
a House reference.
I just need Vicodin. We would have had everything under control.
Oh man!
But I pissed in Chad's drink that night. I don't know. It's something about me with piss. I don't understand.
You just don't like pissing. What were you doing?
I'm gonna tag him.
I went and what I do in the bathroom is my business. I know you're interested, but not in all of it.
So with your bands, nobody was ever really like heavy into drugs.
No.
I don't remember any of you guys.
None of us.
On the record, no. Yeah.
No, we smoked some weed, drink a shit ton Jack Daniels, Crown Royal, Bud Light, whatever, Everclear.
Yeah. Jared was just like beer, liquor.
No, Jared never fucked around with anything. And I remember when he started looking like Jacques Cousteau, he started wearing this fucking beanie and smoking out of a pipe with tobacco for a while. But and shortly after that, after he got with Jill, is when he started drinking, and now he's a fucking drunkard from what I understand. What are you doing? You got
from 8 a.m.
You ripped your shirt.
Oh,
how the fuck did you manage that?
Until 8 p.m.
I'm not liable.
I don't understand. Anyway.
But yeah, anyways, all I was going to say is I remember playing shows with you guys, and I was like, yeah, I care about music.
We never fucked around with drugs. None of us.
None of your bands ever went on tour.
We would do a little what we would call the mini tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we never did. Weekend, yeah. We never did across the country. Good 2 week, 3 week, 1 month. Never did any of that.
Do you think that's a possibility for you in the future?
I would love to do that. I would love to do it.
Like a 3 week deal?
In this day
yes.
and age?
Well, I mean, obviously, if we could open shit up, that would be awesome.
What do you mean open shit up?
Like open up the fucking bars and everything, and let people just get together.
Like let's say when your dad, Big Dick Trump, gets reelected.
Yeah, I can't wait for Daddy.
And he goes into
America.
The lab. He goes to the lab and cures everything.
Yeah.
And
he's working with those assholes.
No, just reference it. Mitchell, I don't need it right now. Just saying that's hypothetical.
You're kind of a dick.
I don't really have to say anything. You're talking about Trump, and this asshole's over here talking about faggots. I mean, you obviously have a homophobic person on the show, and you're
now I'm homophobic.
Racist president.
I
don't really have to say anything. You're speaking
now
for
you're just being fucking goofy.
Unbelievable.
I say faggot as like you're a weird dude. Okay,
you shouldn't say
not that
all.
You're a dude that touches another dude's areas.
Fast forward to January.
It's not what
everything's back to normal. Everything's clear, right? And the band hits you up and says, "Hey,
such thing as normal.
We can't pay you, but we'll break even with a 2 week run."
Right.
And it's something you're into, and maybe I'm in it. Maybe Mitchell's in it. Maybe one of your other good buddies are in it.
Mitchell's in it. I'm not doing it. He's gonna try to touch me in my sleep.
Would you do it? Would you do it? Would you do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
See, look at him, man. This dude's got a cock obsession. He just wants to touch me. Got a jumpsuit on for a reason. Hey, he's trying to show you he's from prison.
I have a question. Do you like avocado? Do you like?
You rock the top or the bottom?
I have a,
You rock the bottom, don't you?
What is it? It's power bottom, right?
Yeah, power bottom. There you go. You thrust upwards.
I have a question. Chris, do you like avocado ice cream?
I think that's a terrible question.
Do you like?
No.
Do you like it?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
You've never tried it,
I don't know why I
so
would.
you don't know if you like it
Well, no.
until you try it, right?
Are we talking about gay shit now?
I'm asking
Is that
about
where
ice
we're
cream.
going with this?
I'm asking about ice cream. Do you like avocado ice cream?
I can't say that I do.
Because you don't know.
I know I don't like avocado frozen, so I don't think I would like avocado
You
ice
don't,
cream.
but you can't say for 100% certainty that
I
you
could
like
say I wouldn't be a fan of it.
you don't know that.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be
You
a fan
can't
of it.
say with 100% certainty.
All right, you know what? Yeah, I don't want frozen avocado in my mouth. And if we're talking about anything else that I'm not too sure if I want in my mouth, I'm not going to put it in my mouth.
All right.
If that's
My
where you're
point
going
is,
with this.
you don't know if you like something until you try it. Mitchell knows this. Because Mitchell's
What have
done
you
some
tried?
weird shit that he's never done before.
What have you tried? That you're like
Illegal in
unsure
some
of?
countries.
Still trying to figure out where he's going with this.
Can you elaborate? Are you drunk?
You don't
We all may be slightly intoxicated, but Jesus, you're going off on a different thing here.
All right, guys, we're going for fucking 3 hours here.
3-hour
So what?
podcast extravaganza.
Let it go.
Let's start with
Let
Chip.
it go.
Let's start with Chip.
Yeah.
We'll make a round and we'll wrap this
All
up.
right.
Chip,
Yeah.
5 years, where do you see yourself?
Here we go. It's the same fucking question. We're not getting anywhere with this stupid shit.
In jail.
Mitchell,
God.
5 years, where you at? Where you at, Mitchell?
Probably gonna be in this room.
In this room doing podcast season
Great
5.
answer. Chris, where you at in 5 years?
Mm.
Realistically, if everything went your way and you're the king of the world, right? You've got all the
I
talent.
feel like you just yelled at me.
Where you at?
Man,
5 years.
Not dicking around with you. That's
Just looking for a bass player, everybody.
I'm
If you're
looking-
interested in playing bass with Chris.
I'm looking for a fucking vocalist. And I don't know, man.
Ask me.
No, I'm not gonna ask you.
Ask
That's
me
what this
why.
is leading
Philip.
up to. You just want somebody to ask you. You feel
Philip.
like
Benjamin
before the
Franklin.
Give
show.
everybody the platform and they all
No,
fucking
before the
blew
show,
it.
you like
Benjamin Crom.
you
where
wrote
do you see
you wrote
yourself
down
in
like a 5-year
years?
plan. You're like, I can't wait to tell people. I hope somebody asks me about my 5-year fucking plan.
I'm dying. The fans are dying out there, are dying to know what you're doing in 5 years.
I
You
would-
know what? You know what his 5-year plan is? I saw on the dashboard of his truck. It was the the fucking mechanics of learning workman's comp. The dude's looking to retire on getting hurt on a job.
That is in the
That's what.
dashboard
That's,
of the truck.
so
I'm
he's
studying.
just looking for a loophole.
I'm reading about workman's comp because that's what I do.
This dickhead doesn't want to work. He's looking to slip and fall at a Walmart and collect a check.
Hey, Chip, can you put
Hey.
the solo camera on me?
Let's get serious here.
Yeah, please. Here we go.
Hey, thanks guys for tuning in. Holy shit, Phil
Just
KrohnKast,
exploded
episode
for
3.
no reason.
We're gonna have Chris back. We're gonna have play guitar, and we got a fucking stack of DVDs. We're gonna play that he did.
Can next time can I play guitar? We were supposed to do that.
Next
I
time,
brought
next
2
time.
badass guitars.
Next time,
So-
I guarantee it.
So this is the outro. Please don't interrupt again.
Fuck that.
Put the camera back on me. Thank you.
Jesus. Napoleon syndrome.
Chip Lozano. Hey, Chip.
He's got a lifted F-150
Chip.
outside too.
Chip. 100%. If I was a dick to you earlier, I feel like I was. I don't remember. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know. Okay. I don't feel like you were, but I thank you for.
I feel like I was.
I'm waiting for mine.
So I'm sorry.
If so, you are forgiven. But
Thank
I
you
don't
for
think-
being here and running shit.
Yeah,
I
really
thank you.
My
appreciate it.
pleasure.
Looking at me.
My absolute pleasure.
Mitchell.
We're really wrapping this up. So much more to talk about.
Again, dude, I understand. I understand you haven't done this before. I understand that you're not.
Yeah, this is so. I'm so new to it on episode 3.
Is it awkward just sitting and talking?
No, it's not.
Not really.
I just wanted to play these fucking guitars. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's it. Why are you looking at me crazy?
Because I'm waiting for you to stop talking.
Well, I'm a bitch about it until we're over.
MG3, Mitchell Gruich, the
What would you go by?
Croatian sensation, as I like to call him.
Ooh, that's a wrestling name.
How much percentage?
that.
How much percentage Croatian are you?
My great grandparents were both Croatian.
You didn't
On my
answer the
dad's
question.
So
On my
100%.
dad's side.
Percentage.
You're half
Well,
black.
I down black. Parents? Grandparents or great grandparents.
I mean, this is
only on my dad's side. It's not my
this is
mom's
math.
side. So
Okay, I understand.
if you want to go by just my father's side, then you would say that my father is 50,
Okay.
right?
Oh,
And then that
wow.
would make me
Hmm.
less than that. It's my
I'm sorry.
great-grandparents, it's
I
not
just turned
my-
this
it's
into
not my
something it
parents.
wasn't
If
supposed
it was
to
my
be.
parents, it'd be 50.
Right.
Right? And he's 25 because his dad was 100% Croatian. His
Yeah.
dad was 100% Croatian,
Right.
which makes him 50.
You don't have an accent though. I'm about
They
over
already-
this bullshit.
They already tried to like shut this down while you're taking a shit, dude. He was ready to
So
fucking close down.
Now you know why none of our bands worked out, because you get the
Like,
three
this
of
is
us in
gonna
a
take
room
the fucking
and this
down.
shit happens.
Just sign off now.
This dickhead can't get anything out. I don't understand. So what are you?
This-
It all boils down to him being a white dude.
Just say it, dude. What box do you check for a job? you click white. I haven't seen that Croatian box. What? No, it's funny to us. I know not to you. Anyway,
God,
I
no,
really like you.
Alright.
I'm gonna move our chairs closer together next time.
Yeah.
I want
You
that
can just-
Croatian
Just
touch.
ease over there. Ease in.
Mitchell, do you have anything?
There we go. Attaboy, Harold. Yeah, move them feet over here.
Do you have anything you want to close with, Mitchell?
No.
Nothing. That's
What,
it.
I mean, what do you want to close with?
How could you follow
I'm
that?
not the fucking guest. Chris is the guest. Should let Chris talk about his upcoming project.
What do you need to plug?
Upcoming
Does he
project.
have like a fucking YouTube channel or something?
Chris Amon, what do you got?
No, not really. No.
Chris Amon.
This is lame.
Christopher Carl
Yes.
Heyman, right?
With a K. Yeah. Both Christopher and Carl.
It's a good thing.
I'm
it's a good
glad my
thing.
grandparents didn't adopt me. Their last name started with a K. That
I
would
was
have
going
been.
to say, I'm
a pain
glad
in
your
the
last
ass.
name isn't Colossal
Ooh.
because your initials would be KKK.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
And you
My
fit the
dad.
description with that face.
Yeah. I would. I mean, it'd be bad. Anyway, I don't know where anyone was going with anything just now, but
Yeah, I really like the direction of this show now. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like this.
You look like you're about to run somebody out of the neighborhood.
I might. I
Yeah,
don't know.
get them greasers
It's
out of
early.
here.
I've only had a couple beers.
Hey,
So
boy.
I don't like that. That's a derogatory
Hey,
term.
boy.
I like to say fellow.
Dude, I like that Sepultura patch on your.
Yeah. You got
dude.
Sepultura, Morbid Angel.
That's
and
more of an angel on the
Metallica.
other side, and Metallica.
Got some Dokken.
I approve of all those except Dawkins.
Oh, well, don't be a gaby. But right here, got some.
Oh yeah,
We can't see it
dude,
because
that's
of
the money
your,
shot. Hey,
Your pussy hair is covered in.
move your hair. That's some real metal. That's some real metal for all you posers out there in Pantera.
Live 101 Proof was the first album that gave me a headache, and I
Yeah.
fucking loved it.
Chris, you got anything you want to plug?
Other than you, I am fine.
Cool.
I just, dude, I just want to get back into fucking jamming. If we can find somebody, Whoever wants to do Purity Undone, Chip, I don't give a fuck. You want to get down on it?
I'll let it rip.
You want to get down on it?
I'll let it rip.
I'm asking it right now
Oh,
in
yeah, I'll
front
do
of
it.
We're not talking
God
about
and
going to the
everybody.
bathroom. We're talking about music.
Yeah, like touch each other's cocks, all
What
kinds
kind
of
of
shit.
purity are you undoing?
Yours. I think it's about time. How old are you?
18.
It's time to pop that cherry, son. About to get bloody up in here. So anyway,
Shit.
Hell yeah.
I would love to do it. If you're down,
rock and roll, man.
I don't give a shit.
Jam.
I'm down. Are you putting hand sanitizer after this whole thing? Okay, whatever.
All right.
Whatever you want to do.
Rub that all over our bodies.
Don't
as we
touch
sign
me
off.
after that.
Hey, thanks guys for coming. I love you, Chip. I love you, Mitch. I love you,
Yes.
Chris. Thank you guys for coming.
Love you guys. Appreciate
if you're
it.
watching,
Much
if
love.
you're one of the 14,000 people watching, subscribe to the
Who do we
Kron
know?
Studio channel.
How many
Please
people?
don't interrupt my outro.
I don't.
Thousands.
Thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds
people
of thousands?
watching.
Who do we have next week, Mitchell? Cool.
Wow.
Mystery guest.
We'll update you. We'll make a flyer. We'll put it out.
That's professional.
Julie. I think Julie's next week.
Julie's next week. Cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Julie on next week. Week after, we're gonna have some other people, and the week after, we're gonna have some other people. Some goddamn bangers, dude. We're gonna keep
Yeah.
it going. Holy shit!
Some
Thanks,
other
guys.
people and some other people.
We're
Can't
signing
wait.
off. Episode 3
Yeah.
in the books. Thanks, guys.
All right, man. Thank you.